Hello everyone, welcome back to the Narayana Group of Educational Institutions. I am Deep Jyoti, and as you all know that we are running a JEE Main question paper discussion series for January. For January also we have done, and for April we are also doing. Right now, if you have been following us for long, you know that we have done a question paper discussion series in depth for 2nd April, 4th April, and we have also completed 5th April session 1. Right now, let us do a cumulative analysis of the question papers that we have seen so far. And for that, we have our very learned faculties. We have Neha ma'am, welcome ma'am, for chemistry. We also have Harsha sir for physics. Hello. And we also have Gurjeet sir for mathematics. Hello. Welcome sir. Right. So let us talk about the questions that we have seen so far. Ma'am, first question to you is that when you saw the question paper of the entire questions that I'm talking about, like from shift 1, right, from 2nd, 4th and 5th April, how was the question paper? How was the level of all these 5 question papers?
Well, this is the perfect junction to analyze this April session, as we are perfectly midway.
Midway, yes.
Out of the total 10, we are done with the 5 papers. So at this point, if I'll conclude, or I'd like to conclude, as the paper level slightly here and there, fluctuating, I would say, like I don't know, it is just a mere coincidence, but both the past 2 days, like 2nd and 4th,
right,
morning shift was slightly easier than evening shift.
Okay, okay.
Slightly, not much of a difference. Again, today morning paper is of good quality.
Okay, that's nice.
So it is varying, whereas in January, only 1 or 2 easier paper were there. Otherwise, it was more consistent towards the moderate to tough side.
Right.
This side, it is more towards moderate side. And out of 5, 2 were on the easier side. As per my analysis, 2 were on the easier side.
Right.
But one more thing I would like to add is that the topics which are covered in last 5 paper, if someone observes them carefully, can make out like 70%, 75% of paper from which topic it is coming.
Right, right.
So
right.
if they'll have or if they would have followed our series continuously, we have been continuously mentioning in each and every discussion that what topics they have to compulsory prepare before appearing for the coming shifts.
Right.
And one particular type of question which appeared in the last 2, like I want to say 2nd evening and 4th morning, was the single letter code for biomolecules, which was being absent for last 6 years from the paper.
Correct. You mentioned in all the discussion. This I clearly remember.
So if they would have been following, they already know most of the 8, but to make the crux, pattern is moderate.
Right.
In this series.
Paper is moderate so
paper
far
is
for
moderate,
chemistry.
yes.
Alright, let's go to physics, sir. What's your take on the level of
So
questions?
as far as physics paper is concerned, it is very easy to moderate. So for a change, I think physics would be a scoring subject.
Alright, that's a new thing. Yeah.
So if they are thorough with all the topics, with the basics of all the topics, they will definitely score very good marks.
Perfect, that's a nice thing. Alright, thank you so much, sir. Gurjeet, sir?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
About the level of the paper, I would say as compared to January session, this April session is a comparatively more easier side. Like if we are getting 70 to 80% questions on easier to moderate level. 2-3 questions, they are rank deciding questions that I would say in every shift they are there, which will be only deciding the rank for the topper students only.
Right.
And if we talk about overall quality of the paper, then I would say I am more happy with this kinds of paper, because this paper is covering more of entire subject,
like all the chapters or topics are
this
covered.
This paper is more balanced, because in the previous years we have been noticing that some of the topics have been covered more than 5 questions,
right,
and in some topics there will be not at all 1 question has been asked. Also this year there has been no noticing. I have not noticed any single question which is out of syllabus.
Okay.
Yes, in the previous years, in last year also, I noticed 2-3 questions which were asked out of syllabus. Yes,
all
yes.
right.
So this paper is, I would say, overall more balanced. But since there are only 5 shifts happened so far, so I would suggest for students that possibility is that in next upcoming shifts may be difficult side, because In January attempt also this happened. The last 2-3 shifts were more difficult as compared to the
Right.
previous shifts.
Right, right.
So I don't want students to be become more comfortable in the
Comfortable,
easier side.
yes, that is actually very important.
So you have to be ready for difficult shift also. So
Right.
don't think that the upcoming shifts will also be very easier as because 5 shifts have been on
Right,
the easier
right,
side.
right, right.
So be prepared for the worst or the most difficult shift as well.
All
So
right.
this is my suggestion for
So
the
one
students.
question that you mentioned that about the question paper. If I've asked you to rate the question paper on easy level or easy, moderate or difficult, so how would you rate it on the basis of level?
Yes, I will rate it as a moderate level paper.
Moderate
Why?
level
Because
paper.
if we are having 2-3 good level questions, then they balance the overall paper.
Overall paper, all
Yes.
right.
Because for the top 10 students, top 50 students, that is the only rank deciding
That
factor.
is the only the rank deciding questions.
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. All right. So now, ma'am, question to you is that did you see any change in pattern from January to April, or in any change in level of questions from January shift to April shift? So far?
Pattern is by and large same only because as single correct and 5
Right.
integer, that pattern remains same. Yeah, difficulty level as we discussed, I think this is like slightly moderate.
Moderate, yeah.
January was, I think, was tougher side.
Okay.
If I take an average out of all the
Right.
10 papers, maybe here we are again talking only for 5. So till
Right.
now, I would say out of 5, 3 were more towards moderate to tougher side, 2 were more towards very
Easy,
easy side.
very easy
So
side,
the
yeah.
average I would think is somewhere like in moderate.
All right.
Right.
All
But
right.
but again, the topics in January as well as this, they are more or less same.
Right.
They have not changed the importance of the topics that they
Right.
took in January or in April.
Did they balance the topic like sir was mentioning?
Yes, yes. In chemistry, I would suggest that overall 25 questions are there, and we have almost 21 topics covered in these 25.
All right.
3-4 questions. Yes, like yesterday we had coordination complexes,
Correct,
2
correct.
questions.
2 questions,
Ionic
yeah.
equilibrium were 2 questions. That is there.
Yeah.
But 1 or 2 questions,
That
1
will
or 2
be repeated
concepts
from the
could be
same
there.
concept.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. But out of 25,
Yeah.
they cover vast concepts from the entire syllabus. So that way, I don't know how people say that the subjective was the tougher patterns and objective is easier. I think both my colleagues will agree that I would say that objective exams are far tougher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they cover more number of options and more number of concepts, and the worst part is out in those 4 options also,
They are confusing.
sometimes they cover different chapters. Which of the
Right.
following statements are true? One statement from X chapter, other from Y, third is from
Right.
Z.
Right.
So even if you leave one of the concepts or previously 13 questions subjective in JEE Advanced or wherever you consider, it was easier. They were fixed that there will be these
Right, right.
12 question, 10 question, 13 question. Now it is 25 question, and each option may become a question.
Correct.
So
Correct,
it is
absolutely.
quite tough in that
Right,
way.
right.
But yes, if you have done in chemistry, if I'll say basic remains same.
Right.
Read
right.
NCERT, give time.
Correct.
You can
correct.
score.
Yeah.
Most time
This
efficient
is-
subject.
Yeah, this is something Neha ma'am has been emphasizing since all the videos. I've been covering her since January.
Yes.
So she has been saying that you have to give time to the subject because this is very time efficient as she
Time
mentioned.
efficient, yes.
Right. Okay, sir. Harsha sir, over to you. How do you see this question paper compared to the January shift?
They are a bit moderate or easy. So one of the question papers, one of the shift is a bit tougher to moderate, but remaining all are easy.
All
So instead of just concentrating on one of the topics, they have given problems from all the topics.
Right.
So that is the change. I think that is the difference I have.
That
seen.
is the difference. All right. So basically, all the topics
All the
are getting
topics are
covered.
covered.
So
Yeah.
what do you think? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it is a good thing. So
All
the
right.
students they have to know all the topics, not
Right.
just to be good in only one particular topic.
Right. Perfect. NTA is doing a good job in that case. Yeah. All right. Over to you, sir. How do you see the change in pattern or the level of questions from January shift to this April shift so far?
Level of question is in the beginning shift is similar.
Yeah.
But again, the same thing, the balancing of the paper, I am more satisfied with. Why? Because from last many years, I have been very disappointed with the paper setting
Okay.
level of JEE. because certain topics were giving more weightage than the all around
All the
mathematics.
topics,
Yes,
yeah.
because it sometimes become injustice to some of the students
Right.
who have prepared for all the topics, and some of the students who are say for example some students have left some of the portion of the
Right,
mathematics,
right.
and by chance they are getting the same question paper, the topics they have left, so it is
Yeah.
kind of injustice for them.
Correct.
Yes, and some of the students who have covered only those topics, it will be more
favorable to
beneficial for
them.
So
Right,
that's why
right.
it becomes injustice. That's why paper always has to be more balanced.
More balanced.
And also we should also be, if we are talking about the entire subject, then we should think, we should also check the all concepts coverage, that students how their mindset remains there in paper. Now just easy paper does not say that you are going to get a good rank. Why? Because in easy paper it becomes more tougher
For the
everyone.
students to get the rank.
Yes, because competition increases.
Yes,
in easier
absolutely,
paper.
yeah.
And also student makes more mistakes in easier paper. Why? Because in hurry they try to solve more number of questions.
True,
Yes.
true.
So it becomes more difficult. Although the cutoff may rise, but the problem is students scoring less score because of
the
making silly mistakes.
Correct.
And I'd like to add.
Yes.
I'd like to add to what Sir just said, that making a moderate of mathematics is a blessing for chemistry.
Yeah.
Because what they do is then they have that feeling that we have to do almost 100% in mathematics, and then we suffer.
Yeah.
They hardly do give 25 minutes. I have seen students who say that we have done the paper in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Now just imagine this type of questions, reading, analyzing, marking. How can they do is like 1 minute type per question. So if the mathematics gets slightly moderate, score of chemistry and I think physics also at times improves. Yeah,
So basically, you're pointing out that maths is the one, like students are only devoted to mathematics. And
no,
then
I'm not
they
saying they
prioritize
are
chemistry
only
and physics.
devoted to, because during preparation they try to cover all three.
Right.
But in the paper, when that gets tougher, they could not balance the time.
Okay, so what do you have to say on that?
I have to say that in the previous years, mathematics has been the most toughest section in the all JEE Main exams.
Right.
All the shifts, mathematics has been more tougher than both physics and chemistry.
Okay.
So in itself, mathematics has been the rank deciding factor.
Right.
So that's why I would say it is more balanced now. Now students do not have to take pressure that mathematics is too tough.
Right,
So
right.
they can focus on all three subjects.
All the three subjects,
Yes,
all right.
yes.
So basically the paper has gotten balanced now. All right, ma'am, let's move on to the next segment part wherein we ask you to give a piece of advice to the students. First, I would like to know what advice you want to give, seeing the 5 question papers that we have seen so far, to the students who are going to appear for the upcoming shift.
Well, my advice, what I'm telling now, is not for the students like who want to go for total 300 or under 100 type rank. But if I want to say that most of the students who have been working hard for long, and they can get good colleges, for them that the average and slightly above average students, please don't try to do all the questions.
Right.
I think all of us will agree, don't go for it is not 10th board.
Right.
You don't have to do complete 100% marks and do all the questions. Select questions wisely. Try to maintain accuracy. That is better. You can save time, you can save your marks, and losing negative marks, you have invested time, marks, and then in the end rank.
Right.
So that is very disheartening for young people that we have worked so hard for 2-3 years and landing nowhere. So strategy is very important when you appear in these papers. It is about time management, stress management, wise choice of questions. Read the questions properly. Because they are sometimes, as Sir just said, simple questions, they make more errors.
Right.
What happens is they are under stress, exam is coming.
Right.
When they see paper, oh, it is so simple. And then on the spot, they make such errors which are so depressing for their entire life.
Is it because of their overconfidence when they see the question?
I think over happiness.
Okay, overconfidence, not?
It is over happiness. They like in Hindi we say na chalka ekdam, they become like over happy and then they say, madam, I got the answer but I don't know why I ticked B. So that type of errors come when they become over happy. So keep your calm in the entire paper, whether it is very tough, whether it is very easy.
Yeah.
Don't go for all questions, select right questions. And for chemistry, compulsory reading of NCRT
Yes.
and
of course.
45 to 50 minutes for chemistry in the paper if they give.
Right.
I think any student who has done all the 4 NCRTs can easily score around 70 marks out of 100 in chemistry. So this is something that you invest 100 rupees, you will get 110, you will not get less.
Right. Right.
Whereas in physics and maths, these are at times may play surprise. I think both of them agree that we meet some students there. I love physics, madam. I love physics. We don't do chemistry. I'll do it in the end. And then physics surprise them at times. And then they are neither.
Yeah.
They neither score in physics nor in chemistry, and then realize, oh, we should have done all 3.
Right. All right, sir, over to you. What advice you would like to give?
So students generally feel physics is an analytical subject. It is true the physics is an analytical subject, but what they neglect in physics is they don't even remember the basic formulas.
Yes, that is so disheartening.
Yeah, it is such a problem. So they basically do problems, very tough problems, but if they don't even remember the basic formulas and basic fundamental concepts, then they cannot score in physics. So if we look at these 5 shifts, they are all based on very fundamental concepts. So even if they remember the simple formulas, I think they would have scored very good marks.
Right. This is something the other faculties were also emphasizing, that you should not forget the basic formulas. Because when you target for the hard or the difficult questions, you tend to forget the basics, right? So that is something very important, students. Sir, over to you.
Yes. According to me, I think already ma'am and sir has covered most of the points.
Right.
But I would just say to the students, if you are watching this, then according to me, because you are looking at all the analysis and all the advice everyone is giving. So based on that advice, you just already decide if the shift is going to be easy, what your strategy is going to be. Because the strategy is something that you have been learning since last whole years or maybe last few couple of years. So if you are learning that strategy and you already have some strategy, so I would say according to the level of paper, stick to your own strategy. Do not try to change your strategy during the paper,
Right.
because all of a sudden it can put a pressure on you if you have been solving one particular subject, one particular section first, and in the same order I would like you to solve the paper, and that will become more beneficial because you are more familiar and more practiced with that strategy only.
All right. With that, we are at the end of this discussion. Thank you so much for being here. I would like just to, make a simple thing, that as per all the statements that whatsoever the teachers have said, ma'am has asked you to emphasize on the NCRT, sir has asked you to focus on the basics, and sir has also asked you to stick to your strategy, because this is your strategy and you have made it since long, and you should stick to your strategy. Don't get, somebody saying something, you just do not go and blindly follow it. You stick to your own things, what you have been practicing for so far, right? With that, we are at the end of discussion. Thank you so much for being with us. Now it's high time that we go and see the individual question paper discussion and we solve the question paper. With that, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Good evening again. So here we are with a couple of more questions on physics, second shift today. This is a gravitation question. A particle of mass m moves from height 2r above Earth's surface to surface of Earth. Here you have to see that the motion is starting from the height towards the Earth. So obviously your final potential energy will be less and the difference of energy will be negative. Only 1/4 option is positive, that is completely ruled out. Now this goes with, suppose this is your surface of Earth here, this is surface of Earth, and h height from surface of Earth to any point P at a height h above it, the change in potential energy goes as mgh upon 1 plus h by r. So this is like when we do it, we start from Earth's surface and goes up, but here is the reverse order, starting up from a height and going towards the surface. So we will assign a sign minus. Height is given as, that was the previous question. Okay, this question I was talking about. This is the Earth here and this is the radius, and you are starting from a height edge and then you are coming towards surface. So your change in energy has to be negative, and for this what formula we have? mgh upon 1 plus h by r. And what height is given? Since it is negative, fourth option we are ruling out. Height is given as 2r, that is minus mg2r upon 1 plus 2r by 1 plus 2r by r. So that is mg r, and here 2 plus 1, 3, minus 2 mg r by 3. But the given option is in terms of capital G. So convert this, that will be minus 2m by 3 gm by r square into r. So what we are getting here, minus 2 by 3 gmm by r. So just this formula if you know, otherwise you can also solve it by final minus initial, but do take care that final is Earth's surface, initial is the height here. Okay. Moving to the next question. Okay. In this question what we have to do, see, here previous question we have written, but okay, you can solve it in other way. It is how to solve. See, when you are calculating magnetic flux here, it is given as B perpendicular through a coil of radius r 20 centimeter. So here calculate flux. What is the flux? B dot A, B dot A, and B is depending on time, so it will be 2t square plus 2t plus 4 area of a circular coil, that will be pi r square. Radius given in centimeter. Always in JEE Main's question, do good, take good care of the units. Centimeter to meter, it is 1 by 5. So square will be pi by 25, pi r square. That is the area. Now, when we are calculating the EMF is d phi by dt. Only write the magnitude here because current is required only. And d phi by dt is what? 4t plus 2 into pi by 25. That is your EMF. Dividing by the resistance here, and the resistance is given as 10. Put t equal to how much? 3 seconds. If you are putting equal to t equal to 3 seconds, calculating, you will get 5.6 pi into 10 raised to minus 2 ampere. Simple one, Faraday's law EMI question. Next one is, this question needs a very good calculation. Here calculation mistake can happen. Proper sign, see, to concave lens, but good part here, focal length already written as negative, otherwise you have to take negative, concave lens is there. One thing do notice here, the object is not at infinite distance, object is a finite distance. When object is at infinite distance, you can use combination of lens formula as 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 minus d by f1 f2. That formula here you cannot use because object is at finite distance, so it is a question of successive refraction. So image of first acting as object for second and so on. Let's do that. First focus on L1. L1 object is 15, so I will use 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. That is the lens formula. 1 by V1 let's write as we are calculating for L1. And it is 1 by V1 unknown, I am not putting the sign here, minus 1 by minus 15, and that is equal to 1 by F, that is minus 1 by 10. 1 by V1 here, 1 by V1 is equal to minus 1 by 10 minus 1 by 15, that is 30 minus common, and it is 3 plus 2. So V1 you are getting as what? Minus 6 centimeter. Minus 6 centimeter means obviously it is virtual here also, and it is on the same side where object was. So means this side at 6 centimeter image is there, so that is your V1. Now this is I1, the image formed by L1. Now this image is acting as an object for L2. So for L2, if you will see, this is at what distance? 15 plus 6, that is 21 centimeter. Okay, this is 21 centimeter. Now focus on L2. Little calculative, I told you in starting only. Always in such questions be little slow in your calculation, otherwise calculation mistake and silly marking can happen. Okay, so L2, what you are doing here, 1 by V2 minus 1 by U2 is 1 by F2, that for L2 I am writing. 1 by V2, that I have to calculate, question is asking final image of the object, so 1 by V2. The object is that I1 and that is at 15 plus 1 21, so you will write minus 21 left side equal to minus 1 by 15. From here you are calculating 1 by V2 is what? Minus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 21. Obviously here LCM will be 105, and it is here 12 minus. So V2 will be minus 105 by 12, that is minus 35 by 4. Minus again, it is the left side only, and left side for lens, mirror it will be real, but lens it will be virtual. So 35 by 4, and this we are doing for lens 2. So obviously this V2 we have measured from lens 2. So from lens 2, 35 by 4, the most correct option means 35 by 4 is the only option. So you can directly take it without bothering about it is virtual or real, but conceptually negative means virtual. Okay, we'll come again with couple of more questions. Bye bye.
Now let's look at some questions from mathematics.
Good evening, students. Today we are going to discuss April 5th second shift maths problems. The first problem is based on binomial theorem. He asks you to find the coefficient of x square in the binomial expansion of 2x square plus 1 by x power 10. So binomial theorem problem, just find the general term. The general term of this binomial expansion is 10CR 2x square power 10 minus r into 1 by x power r, that is 10CR into 2 to the power 10 minus r into x to the power 20 minus 3r. As we want the coefficient of x square, let us take 20 minus 3r as 2. So 3r is 18, hence r is equal to 6. Let us substitute the value of r here. What will get? 10c6 into 2 to the power 4, which I had done the simplification. It is 10 factorial by 6 factorial into 4 factorial into 2 to the power 6, which is equal to, if you simplify this one, it will come as 3360. So the answer is second option. So this will come under, if you want to give the category like easy, medium or hard, it will come under easy category only. Binomial theorem, easy category problem. Let us move to the next question. Yeah, this is the problem of probability. It is given that, if it is given that probability of A becoming captain of the team is 0.8 and B becomes captain is 0.4. If A become captain, then chances of winning the match by team is 0.6. when B becomes captain, then chance of team winning the match is 0.7. Then find the probability that team wins the match. So this is the problem of total probability. Total probability. Let P of A is probability of A is the captain, which is given as 0.8, and P of B is the probability that B is the captain, which is given as 0.4. Let us assume that W is winning the match. Then what is probability of team win the match when A is the captain? It is given as 0.6, and P of win the match when B is captain, it is given as 0.7. Now we want the probability of winning the match, which will be P of A into P of W by A plus P of B into P of W by B, total probability theorem. So let us substitute the values. This is 0.8 into P of W by A is what? 0.6 plus 0.4 into 0.7. That is what? 0.48 plus 0.28, which will come as 0.76. So first option. I will keep this problem also in the easy category only so far. But of course, a total probability theorem is a good concept. Let us move to the third problem. Yeah, this is the problem of relations. Come on, tell me. In A, how many elements are there? 2. In B, how many elements are there? 2. So in A cross B, how many elements will be there? N of A cross B is N of A into N of B. That is how much? 4. Now from A cross B to A cross B. So how many elements will be there in A cross B cross A cross B? A cross B cross A cross B will be 4 into 4. That is 16 elements will be there. So number of relation is total number of subsets. So total number of subsets are 2 to the power 16. Again, I will say that this is also easy category only. Neither lengthy calculation nor difficult concept. Yes. Now, fourth question. This is from permutation and combination. A bag contains 4 red balls, 6 yellow balls, and 5 blue balls. In how many ways we can select 8 balls such that we can get at least 2 balls of each color? So here I will say there is a small issue. Maybe the student who sent this question didn't send it properly. Here there I will say the 2 possibilities are there. First, I will consider 2 different cases. First case, I will consider that the balls are all identical, and second case, I will consider that balls are all different, and accordingly we will solve the problem. So suppose the balls are all identical, then we need to select at least 2 balls of each color. So I will say, and total how many balls we need? 8. So this will be coefficient of x power 8 in the expansion of x square plus x cube plus x power 4, because how many red balls are there? 4 red balls. How many yellow balls are there? 6 yellow balls. How many blue balls are there? 5 blue balls. So at least 2 balls of each color. So x square, x cube, x power 4. This is a selection of red ball into x square plus x cube plus x power 4 plus x power 5 plus x power 6 if we are selecting yellow ball. And for blue balls, x square plus x cube plus x power 4 plus x power 5. Minimum 2 balls, maximum here 6, here 4, here 5 balls. Take x square, x square, x square common. So x power 6 cancel. We need now coefficient of x square in the expansion of 1 plus x square into 1 plus x square plus x cube plus x to the power 4, 1 plus x square plus x cube. In this one we need the coefficient of x square. So we know that whatever the coefficient we need, any power more than that will come, we will simply avoid it. 1 plus x square, x cube I will not write, x plus x square, that is 1 plus x square into 1 plus 2x plus 3x square, and this is 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus x plus 2x square plus x square. Now as we want coefficient of x square is 2 plus 1 3 plus 3 6. So if the balls are all identical, then the answer will be 6. Balls are different. Now come on, tell me how many red balls are there? 4 red, yellow 6 balls, and blue 5 balls are there. And we need total 8 balls, 2 of each kind, at least 2 of each kind. So here I will take 2, 2, 4, then 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 2, 2, 5, 1 case will not come because we need at least 2 of each kind. Next 3, 2, 5 plus 3, 8, 3, 3, 6 plus 2, 8, 3, and next case will not come obviously. Now 3, 3, 2 came. Now 3, if I will go 4, there it will come as 1. Now 4, 2, 2. So these are the total number of cases. Now if we calculate this, because we are considering the balls are different, so we have to do the selection. 4C2 into 6C2 into 5C4, 4C2 into 6C3 into 5C3, 4C2 into 6C4 into 5C2, 4C3 into 6C2 into 5C3, 4C3 into 6C3 into 5C2, 4C4 into 6C2 into 5C2, which if we calculate 4C2 6, 15, 5, 6, 6C3 is 20, 5C3 is 10. Just calculate all these values one by one. I had already done this calculation and I'm getting the answer as 4700. Please just check the calculation once. You can write all the cases and you can calculate this. So again, this is a little bit, I think there is some, as we can see that these are all memory based questions only. So there is every possibility that the student forgot to mention that whether it is mentioned or not. If suppose it is not mentioned, then we'll consider the balls are different only, we'll give the answer this. But if it is mentioned that balls are identical, answer should be 6. And if it is given that the balls are different, then the answer is 4700.
Yeah, chemistry.
Yeah, this is Narahari Rao, chemistry. We are going to discuss about the memory based questions of 5th evening shift exam. This question, since it is a memory based question, just see this. Aqueous solution of whatever. Aqueous solution of a compound X acidified with H2SO4 means H2SO4 and SO2 is passed through it. The turning green means here the first solution should be dichromate, because dichromates only stable in presence of acidic medium and SO2 acts as a reducing agent. That is why it reduces the dichromate to Cr plus 3 ion, green solution. That is why option should be C. Stability order, if you take, next question is a memory based question again. Cis 2 butene but 2 1, sir. This is Narahari Rao, chemistry lecturer of Narayana. Today we are going to discuss the memory based questions of session 2 evening shift 5th exam. Aqueous solution of a compound X is acidified with H2SO4 and SO2 is passed through it. turning the solution green, the compound X is. So, according to the given question, X should be dichromate because only dichromates are stable in presence of acidic medium, and SO2 acts as a reducing agent. Since SO2 is reducing agent, it reduces the dichromate ion to chromate ion, which is a green solution. That is why here Cr plus 3 ions, that is why it is a green solution. So, compound X should be K2Cr2O7. Next, here it is actually question wrong, it is given memory based question, it is in it is, and it is also in. So, compound cis-2-butene and 2,3-dimethyl-2-butene, methyl-2-butene, 2-methyl-2-butene and propene. These are the structures given. So, more alkyl substituted alkene is more stable. That is why according to that statement here 2-methyl-2-butene should be more stable. 2-methyl-2-butene should be more stable. That is why 2,3-dimethyl-butene B is more stable. So, B is a B, and thereafter substituted alkene, here it is C, B, C, A and D is the stability order. Cyanides on hydrolysis gives carboxylic acids. Cyanides on hydrolysis gives carboxylic acids. Actually, since it is given basic medium, you are going to get that CH2, propanoate you are going to get. So, that is on acidification you are going to get propanoic acid. Propanoic acid HVZ reaction it is. Red phosphorus and chlorine means HVZ reaction, Hall-Heart-Jelinski reaction, alpha halogenation takes place. Alpha halogenation. Alpha halogenation because alpha chloro propanoic acid you are going to get, means 2-chloropropanoic acid. 2-chloropropanoic acid 2-chloropropanoic acid, and it is giving actually through acidic compound propanoic acid. First, when it is treated with red phosphorus and chlorine, you are going to get propanyl chloride. Propanyl chloride it will be converted and into propanyl chloride. This on water you are going to get propanoic acid, 2-chloropropanoic acid. So, that is the compound propanoic acid. So, that is why 2-chloropropanoic acid is the compound A. It is purification techniques. It is purification techniques, it is purification techniques, simple distillation, fractional distillation, steam distillation, distillation under reduced pressure. According to the given this one, simple distillation for steam volatile compounds, steam distillation is used for steam volatile compounds. For example, orthonitrophenol, paranitrophenol mixture can be separated by using that method. Fractional distillation, whenever boiling points difference between any two compounds is less, generally we use the fractional distillation. Okay, that is why. And distillation under reduced pressure, generally this method is used for the compounds which are undergoing decomposition before their boiling points. That's why here these are the 4 different methods. That's why steam distillation here 3, it will be becoming P it is, right. Fractional distillation, liquids having nature of decomposition between 2 liquids having low difference in the boiling point. Here fractional distillation means R it is matching. Simple distillation, boiling point difference is high, then it will be S. And distillation under reduced pressure is decomposition, that's why Q it will become. So that will be the question, right. Choose the incorrect statement about the tertiary structure. So since it is a memory based question, according to the given information, fibrous and globular proteins are tertiary structures, is right. It represents the overall folding of the polypeptide chain, right. Disulfide linkage and hydrogen bonds stabilize the tertiary structure, that is also right. During the denaturation, tertiary structure remain intact, wrong, because during the protein structures or biomolecules, here if people should remember, the only primary structure remain intact, not the secondary, tertiary and quaternary structures. Only primary structure remain intact. That's why option D should be correct. When aluminum react with NaOH, AlOH taken 6 minus 3. Yes, here definitely this is actually aluminum when react with NaOH, you are going to get AlOH taken 4 minus this is also forms, as well as Al NaOH gives AlOH taken 6 minus 3, this also forms. So once these two are formed, but they have given both options are there. Sir, you have given both means here it is dilute NaOH, it is concentrated NaOH. Dilute NaOH and concentrated NaOH if you take. So according to given hexa-coordinated complex is formed, that is also right statement, and ClO2, ClO3 and ClO4. ClO2 structure is this one, O minus, this is the structure. So here lone pair of electrons are there, and ClO3 here it is O minus lone pair of structure, and Cl double bond O, double bond O, double bond O and O minus tetrahedral. So that's why both the statements are correct. Statement 1 and statement 2 both are correct. If the bond length of molecule AB is Rb, while radii of the A and B are Ra and Rb respectively, then which of the following relation is correct? Xa is greater than Xb, means what they are giving, definitely since electronegativity difference is there, so formed molecule will be polar. Whenever polar molecule is there, bond length decreases. So bond length decreases means experimental value is lesser than okay, lesser than the theoretical value. So automatically bond length C option will come. C option. So these are memory based questions, and further questions whatever we get the information further we will update according to the memory based questions. Again students information we will update further in this session.
Hello everyone, good evening. This is Abhishek Chaudhary. Again, I'm here with few more questions of physics second shift today. So this question, it is for pure rolling energy conservation. Which of the following objects given in option can reach maximum height in situation shown in figure? Given that there is no slipping, so we will take it as pure rolling. Pure rolling, it is going up, so gravitational potential energy is increasing here and kinetic energy will decrease. For maximum height, so final speed we will take as 0 here. Final kinetic energy will be so mgh. Let's see what is potential energy here. Mgh, gravitational only, and that is rolling kinetic energy will be mv square by 2 1 plus k square by r square, where obviously k is the radius of gyration. So for all given body, k square by r square we have to see, and h is directly depending on it. So more is k square by r square, it is added with 1, more is k square by r square, more is the height obviously. So for solid cylinder, mr square by 2, see the numeric part, mr square by 2, so k square by r square will be 1 by 2. Solid sphere, again see the numeric part, 2 by 5 mr square, so that will be 2 by 5. Then disk is mr square by 2, 1 by 2, and ring is mr square, that is only 1 is the numeric part. So k square by r square is maximum for ring, so maximum height ring will go. So fourth option we will go for this particular question. Okay, see the next one. So you have now an ideal gas undergoes a process whose equation is Pt cube is constant. So obviously it is a polytropic process. What would be polytropic constant for this? For polytropic constant, what you do? You write the standard equation, Pvx equal to constant, right? In this, P power must be 1, and then whatever volume power is coming here, that x is known as polytropic constant. But you can see the equation is given in terms of P and T, and what you want in terms of P and V. So you will convert obviously here T into V. So PV equal to nRT, and T from here is PV by nR. So PT cube that we want to find, that is P and T cube means P cube, V cube, N cube, R cube. N cube, R cube constant. So it is coming as P raised to power 4, V raised to power 3, and given it is a constant. So NR is also constant. It is multiplied by another constant. Constant multiplied by constant is another constant. So that is constant here. But as I said, in standard equation, your P power must be 1. So what we can do, P V3 by 4 and constant power 3 by 4 or constant power 1 by 4 will, again any power of constant is constant. So we don't have to see RHS here. Now P power is 1, and what volume power you are getting, that is your polytropic constant. Look for 3 by 4 in your options, and the 3 by 4 is here. So go for 3 by 4 option 2. Okay, moving to the next question. Here, EM wave assertion says EM wave exert pressure on surface on which it falls. Yes, EM wave is having momentum energy by c, and whenever they are falling on a surface, depending on the profile of surface, it is absorbing or perfectly reflecting or partially reflecting, absorbing, whatever is happening there, momentum will undergo some changes. And whenever momentum is changing, so force is there, Newton's law, and force is there, although it is not Newtonian mechanics, but momentum is changing, it causes the force, force causes the pressure. So pressure definitely is there. And rest mass of photons is 0. Exactly, photons rest mass, like packet of energy, rest mass, when they are at rest, mc square c is 0, rest mass is 0, there is no mass, there is no energy, there is no mass. So rest mass of photon is 0. So both are the right statements. EM wave exert pressure because of its momentum change, and rest mass of photon is 0. But as I said, why they are exerting pressure? Because of momentum change and force and pressure. But reason is not saying any of them. So we will go that reason is not explaining the assertion. But yes, both are correct. So we will go with this option. Both A and R are correct, and R is not correct explanation for A. Okay. Go on the next one. De Broglie wavelength question, simple formula based question it is. An electron is moving with the speed of 0.8 c. You will take here c as speed of light, it's given also. De Broglie wavelength of electron in the medium. Okay, so just speed and de Broglie wavelength. So we will write lambda equal to h by mv. H is Planck's constant. Okay, and then m is 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31. V is given 0.8, means 8 by 10 into 3 into 10 raised to power 8. All are in SI units. So I have checked the units. Now we will go with 10 power first here. 6.62, right? 9.1 into 8 into 3. Okay, these are the numbers we have to calculate. Go for 10 power. 10 power is minus 34 plus 31. This 10 will go here. So plus 1. This 8 minus 8. Okay, minus 34 plus 31, you are getting minus 3 plus 1 minus 2 minus 2 minus 8 minus 10. Near minus 10 you have to see. Okay, and then you will calculate it. 6.6, write it as 6. 9.1, write as 9. And when you are solving, you are getting 3, around 3, like 0.30 something. So connecting these two, your correct option will be the second option. Okay, so these were the questions. Now one more question is here. If velocity of particle is decreased by 20, again de Broglie. So de Broglie's JEE Main is asking twice in this session. Velocity of a particle is decreased by 20%. Decreased by 20% means it is not 20%, it is 80% there. So how much final velocity is there? 80% of initial velocity. That is 4v by 5. That is the velocity final. And now de Broglie wavelength is alpha lambda naught. So lambda equal to alpha lambda naught. Lambda is h by m, and what is the v? 4v by 5. Alpha lambda naught is your initial wavelength, means it will have the initial velocity. So h by mv. Now h by mv you are cancelling from here. Alpha what you are getting? 5 by 4. Go for 5 upon 4, that is in decimal 1.25. Third option is 1.25. Easy, de Broglie just h by mv based question is this. This is for now. We'll join you again with a couple of more questions. Bye-bye.
Let us now explore a few questions from physics.
Hello everyone, good evening. I am Abhishek Kumar Chaudhary from Narayana Educational Institution. So, we are discussing here the physics paper, today's second shift. See the first question, it is about escape velocity. And it is given that from surface of earth, if we are taking it, that is under root 2gr, that is given. Okay. Now planet, another planet whose radius is half the radius of earth. So I am taking here r by 2 and earth radius is r. And then here we have to see what is the escape velocity, then we can find the ratio. So for escape velocity, what you need? You need acceleration due to gravity like this here. But acceleration due to gravity can be expressed in many variables like capital M, density. So here you will see density is given. In terms of density, what is G? 4 by 3 capital G rho pi r. What are the two important parameters here? Rho and r, because rest all are constants. So if I am using this according to the data given in the question for the planet, the rho is same as that of earth, but r is becoming r by 2. So I can say Gp is earth acceleration due to gravity divided by 2. So now for that planet, G is G by 2 and R is R by 2. So escape velocity, if you are writing here, that will be square root of 2. Now what is G? G by 2. And what is R here? You can see R by 2. So root 2gr is the escape velocity given at the surface of earth. So that would be VE, this is for planet, VE by 2 into 2 square root is 2. So VE by 2 you are getting. So VE by N is VE by 2. So this N has to be 2. That's the answer of this question. Moving to the next one, let's see. Now it's a units and dimension question, and for that we just have to know basic formula or dimension of each and every denotions. Find dimensions of square root of GH by C5. All the letters are the usual notations, means capital G is gravitational constant, the universal gravitational constant, H is the Planck's constant, and C must be speed of light. Okay, so let's write these quantities separately. I can write that by energy. I am not taking force here because H is also related to energy, G is also related to energy. So potential energy is minus G m1 m2 by R. But minus, plus, these are not used in dimensions, only physical quantity does matter. So capital G, from here I am writing energy into R divided by m square. In the same way, again I am writing energy equal to H into frequency, or 1 by time. Frequency is 1 by time. So from here H will be energy into time. So I got the G, I got the H. One more thing is, see that we directly know speed, that is I will write velocity as displacement by time or distance by time. So quantity wise C will be L, or distance is here R, so I am writing it R by T, distance by time speed. Now putting all this C and here H and G in the given notation, what I am getting as, what is the value of G I have written? U R by m square. Okay. And what is the value of H we are getting? U into T, and U already there, so U square into T. Okay. And what is the value of C? C5 is there, so it will be R5 divided by T5, so here T power will be 6. Square root is there, this is here 4. U square root U, T6, T3, M2 square root M, and R4 R square. So that's the quantity whose dimensions question is asking. What I'll write? ML2 T minus 2 into T3 upon M and L2. So these two are straight away cancelled. T3 T minus 2, that is T. Only T. This quantity is actually representing time. And time dimension M0 L0 I will look for, and that option 2 is the right option. Got it? Easy one. Moving to the next one. Okay, so this question deals with kinematics graph. VT graph is shown. Find magnitude of acceleration at t equal to 5 seconds. Let's mark the time. On the given graph, 0 to 20 somewhere here will be 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And VT graph, so what is acceleration? Acceleration is change in velocity upon time taken. You can see that velocity is on y-axis, time is on x-axis. So change in y and change in x, that is basically, it is not differential change but change. I am just talking about ratio here. So that is the slope. Slope is what? Tan theta, where theta is being measured with positive direction of x-axis. So whatever is theta here, that graph is from here, and you can see it is starting from 0. So whatever is theta is from 0 to 20. Uniform angle is there. This inclination is uniform, 0 to 20. It means at 5 also the same inclination will be there, same slope will be there. So 0 to 20 slope is u0, one second, equal to u0 by 5. So that will be u0 by 20. u0 by 20 is the slope, but this is also the slope at 5 second, at 7 second also the same, at 11 second also the same. So the answer will be u0 by 20. That will be the right answer. Okay, easy one. Just slope, acceleration, VT graph slope, that concept was used here. Now the next one, a regular question. 8 mercury drops, they are coalesced, combined to form a new drop. So whenever these kind of drop formations are there, combinations are there, or even breaking, splitting is there, then first we do the volume conservation in order to relate the radii. So you have how many drops in this question? 8 drops are there, right? And their means combination is there, and a bigger drop is formed. That bigger drop radius, let's say, is capital R. Now do the volume conservation. 8 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, and that is equal to 4 by 3 pi capital R cube. So volume is not changing here. This is giving you capital R equal to 2R. So we have related their radius, right? Now, final surface energy is our numerator, and single drop, this total surface energy, is the denominator. What is the final? Final means this bigger drop energy we have to write. Let's write surface tension into, what is the area here? 4 pi capital R square, means 2R whole square. This is the final surface energy of the single drop, and total surface energy of 8 drops. So first we will write 8 drops, and 1 for this, what will be the surface energy? T. Same material is there, same drop is there, so surface tension is not changing at all, and it will be 4 pi r square. So first cancel the constants here, and r square cancel, so you are getting 4, 2 square is 4 by 8, and that is 1 by 2. So just look for 1 by 2, where it is? Here it is. So 1 by 2 is the answer for this question. Going to the next one, and this is a circuit question, capacitor in steady state. So capacitor in steady state, it provides you infinite resistance, means no current flow, means charge is already maximum on the capacitor, no further flow is taking through the branch of capacitor. So this complete branch of capacitor, it is there, but it is not allowing any flow. So you have to take this as circuit, that circuit for current flow. This is the circuit for current flow. So this is one loop only. In this one loop, if I want to take current, and current is something that any question where cell resistance are there, if you have current, you can calculate anything and everything. So calculate current first. Let's see. Current is 2 upon 6 plus 2, because same current is passing, it is in series, so that is 8. So what current we are getting, kids? 1 by 4 ampere, that's the current. Now, this current, if you will see, as I say, capacitor branch is not taking any current. So this 4 ohm has nothing to do here. What it will do? No current is passing, no drop of potential is taking place. So whatever potential you are giving to capacitor is the same potential that is here and that is here, because they are in parallel, same endpoint, same potential. So potential of capacitor is also potential of 2 ohm, and as it is a resistor, I into R. I is what? 1 by 4. R is what? 2. That is 1 by 2 volt. That is 0.5 volt. Okay. So this is your answer for this question. Easy one. Okay. So till now 5 questions we have discussed. We'll come with more questions. Bye-bye.
And now, let's tackle some chemistry questions.
Today we are going to discuss about the JEE Mains Shift 2, 5th evening paper. First question, it is memory based question according to the students information, memory based question, and it is from Telugu textbook, Telugu Academy textbook, NCERT textbook. It is glucose is found to exist in 2 different anomeric forms, alpha and beta. In open chain structure, configuration of C3, C4, C5, both glucose and fructose are same. So there is a completely based on this question, and option is 1 is correct. Statement based question it is. Easy question, direct statement from textbook. Second question, this is inorganic chemistry, chemical bonding, based on the Vesper theory question it is. It is, examples are easy question actually, shape of the molecule, square planar first statement, and ICl4 minus hybridization you find, automatically you will get the structure. So that is a easy question. And ClBr2 minus is pyramidal, it's wrong statement. ClBr2 is linear molecule it is. DSP2 DSP3 hybridization. So that's why it's a linear molecule. Right. Third question, benzamide on reaction with Br2NaOH gives benzenamine. So that is the aniline. Benzenamine means aniline. It is memory based question. It is, that's why maybe we just have given whether they have given aniline or the little bit student have confused. That's why I have given both the names. Aniline on nitration gives mixture of ortho, para and meta products. Which of the following statements are correct regarding products? Meta product will be the major product and para product is the major product. Ortho product is major product and ortho product is major product and meta product is minor product. Actually here what happened, this one, if you take this reaction aniline benzamide, if you write Hoffman bromide reaction, it is Hoffman bromide reaction. Once we give NaOH plus Br2, it is giving aniline. Hoffman bromide reaction aniline. Aniline on nitration, it gives the aniline on nitration. Actually, since it is acidic medium, anilinium ion is formed. Anilinium ion on nitration, since anilinium ion is a strong electron withdrawing group, so para product will be the major product it is formed. That's why the product option will be 3 is the second one is para product is the major product. That's why B is the option. Next, RMGX Grignard reagent react with H2O and releases a gas which has volume 1.4 decimeter cube per gram at STP. The gas is upon monochlorination in presence of sunlight followed by treatment with sodium and dry ether gives Y. Here X and Y are respectively they have given, right? So Grignard reagent on reaction with water releases alkane. That alkane they have given RMGX releases 1.4 gram decimeter cube per gram at STP. At STP means if you calculate that, what happened? 1.4 decimeter cube per gram. So 22.4 liters, if you come exactly, you are going to get 16 molecular weight. So that's why it's a methane. 16 molecular weight, it is methane. So methane on chlorination gives methyl chloride. Methane on chlorination gives methyl chloride. Methyl chloride on reaction with sodium metal, it gives ethane. So the compounds are methane and ethane. Compounds are methane and ethane. That is okay. Answer for that question. Next. This is from chemical equilibrium reaction. So equilibrium pressure is P, degree of dissociation alpha, then Kp is means here we know this one. Actually here what happened? 2AB. 2AB gives A2 plus B2. Here it is giving 1 mole, if I take it is 0, 0, 1 minus 2 alpha and alpha. Mole fraction you calculate and Kp you can write partial pressure of Kp is equal to partial pressure of A2 into partial pressure of B2 by partial pressure of partial product of AB whole square. This is what you need to do, partial product of AB2. So, this partial product of AB2 if you calculate, we are going to get alpha. This is chemical equilibrium based question. So, this is what you need to substitute and get the answer, right. Next. Which compound have total molecular mass of 72 with 3 primary carbons? 3 primary carbons with 72 molecular weight means actually you can take all the given compounds are alkanes only, that is why you can write CN H2N plus 2 is equal to 72. So, overall molecular weight means C5 carbons should be there. C5 carbons means here you can write isopentane with primary carbons 3. Isopentane 2-methyl butane isopentane 2-methyl butane, D option, right. The order of acidic strength of the following compounds. So, it is order of acidic strength of compound. Since it is a memory based question, if it is question is correctly given, then you are going to get phenols are more acidic than alcohols. Phenols are more acidic than alcohols. Among the phenols, again, electron withdrawing groups increases the acidic strength, electron pumping group decreases the acidic strength. That is why first of all you can say electron withdrawing group. So, paranitrophenol, thereafter phenol, thereafter methoxyphenol, thereafter C. So, option should be B, D, A, C. B, D, A, C, C option. It is electrochemistry based question. Since it is memory based question, again here people should remember Nernst equation you need to apply properly. Nernst equation E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.06 by N log product concentration by reactant concentration. So, here E cell, already they have given E cell 1.6 volts, and E naught cell can be calculated. E naught cell you can calculate 0.76, and I think they have given that is cathode means Ag plus Ag electrode and anode is Zn plus. That is why 0.8 minus of minus 0.76. So, 1.56 it will come. So, this is 1.56 plus I am taking here 0.06 by N 2 electrons log, here I am taking reactant Ag plus whole square by Zn plus 2. Zn plus 2 they have given 1 molar, that is why directly you can take. So, that is cancelled. So, you can calculate, and if you simplify this equation you are going to get right answer, that is 2 by 3, right. Since these are the memory based questions, according to the students given data we solve the questions. Is there any wrong in the question? We will correct it after finalization of the key and final answer sheets. Once we get, we will correct the questions, right.
Now, let's look at some questions from mathematics.
Good evening, student. Now, today is the 5th April, the second shift of the paper of JEE Main. And look these questions. There are arithmetic progressions, and between two numbers, 49 and 149, 49 arithmetic means are inserted. Now is asking the mean of these 4 arithmetic means. So if we insert the 49 arithmetic mean between two real numbers, then total number of terms is 49 plus 2, because the first term is 49 and the last term will be the 149. So there will be the 51 terms. So T51 term is equal to the first term is 49 and the 51 minus 1, and then common difference D, that is the unknown, and T51 is equal to 149 is equal to 49, and there is the 50 D here. So D is equal to 2, the common difference 2 will come, and now we have to find, this is the A1. So A1 is the second term of the sequence, right? So A plus D will come, and A25, A plus 25D will come, because A25 will be the 26th term of the sequence. A47 is A plus 47D, and A is 49 is equal to A plus 49D will come, right? If you add it, and after adding we will divide by 4. So total is 4A is coming, and be careful in the calculations. 49 and 1, this is the 49 and 150, and this is the 50 and 25, 75 came, right? Here is 75 and 75, add 47, and 47 is 2 1, right? Here is 12 will come, right? So 112, right, D, and divided by 4. So this will come is A plus 122. So there will be the 61 by 2 into D, and this is the A plus this D is also the 2. So 61, then first term is 49 plus 61, add it, 0 will come, right? And 6 4 0 6 4 10 and 110. 110 is the correct answer. First option is correct. Now go for the second questions. This is the, look the pattern, we will try to arrange, this summation kind of questions, we try to split in the difference of two terms, right? So in the difference of two terms, the pattern will come, here is r to the power 4 plus is the 4, right? R consider is r square whole square, and this we will consider is the 2 square, then 2ab terms, add it, 2ab terms, 2 into 2 r square added, then equal quantity we will subtract, 2 into r square. So from here to there is a perfect square, a plus b whole square. So r square plus 2 is whole square minus 4r square. So this is the r square plus 2 is whole square minus 2r whole square will be there. So r square a plus b, r square plus 2r plus 2 into r square minus 2r plus 2 will come. So right, and one more thing, another observation in the numerator is r. So this r, 4r we can write here, r square plus 2r plus 2, okay, is minus r square minus 2r plus 2. But 4 is not there in our numerator here, so we will multiply by 4 here. 4 multiply by 4 in the numerator and denominator, and here this is the is r. R is from 1 to 10. So there is the 4r, and in the denominator we will write r square plus 2r plus 2 into r square minus 2r plus 2 is okay. Then now 1 by 4 is the summations, r is 1 to 10. So write 4r, at the place of 4r you write this one, right? So after this what will come is split now. So 1 by r square minus 2r plus 2 will come, minus 1 by here r square plus 2r plus 2 will come. Look it. After, if you will take the LCM, then again the same pattern, right? If the same, this pattern will form after taking the LCM. Now this is the general term TR. So what we have to find? We have to find here r is from 1 to 10. Put r is equal to 1. So the pattern will come here. So first term is 1 by 4 here. So r is 1. So after putting 1, 1 plus here is the, right, r is 1, this 2 are cancelled, 1 by 1 will come, minus here r is 1, 2 is 5 will come. Look it, and now is r is equal to 2. So 1 by 4, r is equal to 2, 2 2 is 4, this is cancelled. So 1 by 2 will come and put here. So 2 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 plus 4 here 10 will come. here, okay, immediately is not going to cancel, then okay, observe, follow the more pattern. So 1 by 4 here. Now 3 3 is 9, 9 minus 6 plus 2, right? So is 3, here is 5, now is visible, right? This 1 by 5, here 1 by 5 is going to cancel. So here 3 3 3 is 9 plus 6 is plus 2, 15, here is the 17 is coming, right? And again follow the pattern, 2 is equal to 4, 1 by 4, here 4, 4 4 is 16 minus 8, then 8 came and is 2, 10 came here, 1 by 10 minus, and put the r is 4, 4 is 16 plus 8, 24, and then 24 plus 2 in, then is 26 will come, and follow this add it. After adding, we don't have the space more here, right? So this is going to cancel, this is going to cancel, here this is going to cancel, and this will be the, right, here this 1 by 2 will left basically, and then again, so what will happen, what will left here, this 2 terms will left here, right? And here in the t9 term and t terms, this is this place, this 2 terms will left, and then we will remaining add. Then after doing all these calculations, here your answers will come options 3, right? Do it, the rest of calculations you can do it. Now the next question is, this is a very easy question and very known questions, okay, and this kind of questions given in the NCERT book also is very easy, saying alpha and beta, right? Alpha and beta are the roots of the equations, and finally and gamma and delta are the roots of the another equation, saying alpha, beta, gamma, delta are in geometric progression with positive common difference, right? So the value of two distinct value of r will come, one is positive, another is negative, then positive will be selected. So write the pattern here, sum of roots alpha plus beta is equal to 4, and alpha into beta is equal to p will come, and here gamma plus delta is 1, and gamma into delta is q will come. So here is the alpha, consider the common ratio is r, so alpha will be common, so 1 plus r is equal to 4 will come, reserve it. This is the gamma is alpha, this is the third term, so alpha into r square plus alpha into rq is equal to 1 will come, take alpha into r square common, so 1 plus r is equal to 1 will come, and this relation and this relations, here it is the 4 is, so divide it, after divided, right, if you will divide this 2, then r square will left is equal to 1 by 4, so by algebra plus minus half will come, so positive, so r is equal to half has been selected. So put here in this relations here, r is equal to right half, so alpha here is 3 by 2 is equal to 4 will come, then alpha is equal to, here it will come 8 by 3 will come, right? So both came now, is come on here. So how to find the value of p? So their product is, right, alpha beta is right here, alpha beta, so alpha beta is alpha r square, alpha r sorry, is equal to p. So the p is equal to alpha square is, here is the 64 by 9 will come, and r is half will come, so the value of p is, you consider is 32 by 9 will come, the value of p, right? And put here in this relations, gamma is alpha r square, and delta is alpha rq is equal to q. So alpha square into, sorry, not gamma, this is the r, right, r to the power 5 is equal to q. So alpha square here it is the 64 by 9 came, and r is half, so here 32 will come is equal to q. So the value of q is 2 by 9 came, add it, so the p plus q is equal to 9, after adding here 34 will come, 34 by 9, options 4 is correct. Now go for the next questions. This is the very easy questions, not a difficult one, right? So this is the given in the product, and this is the given in the product, and okay, the interval is also important because number of solution is going to ask. So minus pi, this is the minus pi, 2 plus pi, right? So in this, the interval of theta is given, right? So in the trigonometric equations, first we try to factorize, okay, we try to write in the product, and the each factor we try to equate with the 0. So how to write? First is, right, so multiply by 2 is both sides, and then apply the result of 2 cos theta, okay, cos A into cos B, this is the result of cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. Here order is not important because between this is plus. So after writing here is the cos, if you will add it, so 7, this 2 will come, and if you will subtract it, 3 theta by 2 will come, right? So again is added cos, right? After adding 2, 14, and 14, 7, right? 21 theta by 2 will come, and here if you will subtract, 7 theta by 2 will come. So good thing is this we can cancel it, this 2 has been cancelled. So what left, take one side, cos 21 theta by 2 minus cos 3 theta by 2. Now apply the cos C minus cos D result. So this is the both, in the case both sine will come. So sine, right? So first after adding, so 21 plus 3, 24 by 2, 12, and again is 2. So 6 theta will come into, here is the sine, and order you take, here minus will come, right? So 21 minus first 3 will take is 18 and divided by 2, then is 9 came, right? So sine 9 theta by 2, that is 0. Equate with 0 now. So sine, if the 6 theta is 0, so what will be the condition on theta? Theta is from minus pi to plus pi, right? So 6 theta will come from minus 6 pi to plus 6 pi, right? So we can equate 6 theta is admissible value is, here is it between 0 will come, right? And then pi will come, right? 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi, 5 pi, and 6 pi will come, and this side is also same will come equal, because equally we are going clockwise and anti-clockwise. Then value of theta will come here, 0 will come, pi by 6, 2 pi by 6, pi by 3 will come, right? Here is the pi by 2 will come, 2 pi by 3 will come, right? And 5 pi by 6 will come, and pi will come, and this side is also how many values, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 total, here is 13 is coming, right? And look at the from the another possibilities, if this is the 0, so again take the conditions, 9 theta by 2, that will lie from minus 9 pi by 2 to plus 9 pi by 2. 9 pi by 2 means what? 4.5, means 2.5 revolve, 4.5, right? In one revolutions 2 pi, 2 revolutions 4 pi, and 2.5 revolutions. So right here 9 theta by 2. So we will equate, again is 0. So 0 is the common one. So is pi is there, 2 pi is there, 3 pi is there, 4 pi there, stop, and this side is equally, right? So here 0. So 2 pi by 9 will come, right? 4 pi by 9, and is the 6 pi by 9, and is the 8 pi by 9 came, and this is also equally. Look at anything is common is coming here. This is the 2 pi by 9, 2 pi by 3, 2 pi by 3 is here is coming, 2 pi by 3 is also coming. So that side is will come, and this side will also come, and 0 is already common. So here solution is 1 2 3, and left side is also, because we are going equally clockwise and anti-clockwise. So here 6 solution is coming, and 6 plus 13, and this will be the 19 solutions came. Thank you.
And now, let's tackle some chemistry questions. And now, let's tackle some chemistry questions. And now, let's tackle some chemistry questions. And now, let's tackle some chemistry.
Here, when it comes to the next question in chemistry, for the complex ion with the configurations D3, D4 given as low spin, D5 given as high spin, D7 with low spin and D6 with high spin, the total number of unpaired electrons he is asking. See, first of all, let us classify them. D3, D4 and D7 are asked with low spin. So, in case of D3, we hardly find any difference between low spin complex and high spin complex. Here we find 3 unpaired electrons. When it comes to D4, yeah, it makes the difference. The T2G orbitals get filled in preference to EG. So we have only 2 unpaired electrons here. Earlier it was 3 unpaired electrons. And in case of D7, yeah, it makes the difference. First of all, the T2G orbitals get filled, and then the EG orbital we find only 1 unpaired electron here. As of now, it is showing 6 unpaired electrons as of now. And then it comes to high spin complexes like D5 with high spin and D6 also with high spin. In this case, we fill the electrons like this. It is giving 5 unpaired electrons, and then for D6 also we find 4 unpaired electrons. So altogether it is going to be 9 more here, and finally the answer comes out to be 15. This is the question given from the fundamental electronic configurations or D block elements, something like that. Yep, this is a typical organic question which gives some trap to the students. Yep, in this case it is a aldehyde which is reacting with semi-carbazide under the acidic conditions. The conditions are good and the statement looks correct for the student at that moment. But the thing is, when we consider semi-carbazide, it is having several nitrogens, and the 2 nitrogens which I am underlining here, these 2 are not suitable for the nucleophilic character. Why? Because this electron pair will be involved in cross conjugation with the carbonyl group. So the only possible pair of electrons available for donation is this one. And the structure which is mentioned here in the compound, in the product, is involving the nitrogen from the other side, which is not a possible product. That's why statement 1 should be wrong here. And when it comes to the statement 2, it is the hemiacetal form corresponding to benzaldehyde. In this case, hydrolysis takes place when we consider this hemiacetal of benzaldehyde, and when we subject this one to hydrolysis in the acidic conditions, initially this oxygen will get protonated. Later on, the pair of electrons will shift towards the oxygen. In that process, the pair from the OH group will turn, and finally it leads to benzaldehyde along with methanol as the products. So the second statement is correct. Nothing wrong with the second statement. In the SD conditions, the hemiacetal can break down to corresponding carbonyl as well as alcohol. So we go with statement 1 as incorrect statement and 2 as the correct statement, option C. That's a better option for this. Then we move on to the next question. Which set among the following has the same character of oxides? This question is given from the fundamental part of group 16, where several oxides are given acidic, basic, neutral, amphoteric characters. In case of Al2O3 and V2O3, Al2O3 is amphoteric in nature, V2O3 is basic in nature according to the NCERT D block related data. It is basic in nature. So it doesn't match with the required condition, same character, it doesn't match. When it comes to Cr2O3 and NO, see this CRO is basic in nature, Cr2O3 is amphoteric and CrO3 is acidic. So here Cr2O3 is an amphoteric oxide, NO is neutral oxide. So this also doesn't match with the requirement. Let us come to the option C, where CO is neutral. Even N2O, NO, that kind of species, they are also neutral. So this matches with the requirement. Again, SNO is amphoteric, N2O5 is acidic. So we can avoid the other option also. Let us take option C here. Coming to the next one, it is also a statement based question asking about the shapes of ClO4 minus and others. So in case of ClO4 minus, if you consider the number of electron pairs around the chlorine atom, we find steric number 4 here. So it is going to be a tetrahedral species. And this ICl4 minus, it involves steric number 6 with 4 bonded pairs and 2 lone pairs. So obviously the shape will be square planar. And when it comes to IBR2, something like I3 minus, something like XEF2, this IBR2 minus, it is having a steric number of 5 in which there are 2 bond pairs along with 3 lone pairs. So it will be derived from trigonal bipyramidal geometry. And here it leads to linear shape. So altogether, if you consider the statement 1, they are all correct. ClO4 minus is tetrahedral, ICl4 minus is square planar, and IBr2 minus is linear. Let us analyze the statement 2 here. This ferrocyanide ion, cyanide is a strong field ligand, and that brings the pairing up of electrons, and according to VBT, this will be D2sp3 hybridized, a low spin complex, spin paired complex, so on, so on. So both statements are correct here. Let us go with option A. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So this is little bit tricky question as well as bit lengthy question. Here we need to be careful while solving the question, especially with the units as well as the time required to solve this question. Here he is saying 1 liter aqueous solution. In this 20 grams of hemoglobin is present at 300 Kelvin. This solution has a height difference of 80 mm when separated from pure water through a semi-permeable membrane. If density of solution is 1000 kg per meter cube, then calculate the molar mass of hemoglobin in kg per mole. Let us just see the um, procedure to solve this question without calculating the entire thing. So here the osmotic pressure P or pi, whatever it is, that is equal to ICST. Here I value, that is the Van 't Hoff factor, is unity, and this should be equated to H rho G, which is nothing but the pressure related expression. So in this case, let us take the terms carefully, like height of the column. He mentioned that with this semi-permeable membrane, the solution is at a higher end compared to the solvent, and this difference is going to be 80 mm. Let us take it in terms of SI units, convert height into SI units. Then rho he has given, that is the density also he has given. He mentioned that it is 1000 kg per meter cube, and acceleration due to gravity, which is 10 meter per second square. So using this thing, we need to continue with the problem. Once we get osmotic pressure, we need to substitute the concentration terms and others here. So it is little bit lengthy in calculation, that's why I am leaving it to you. Let us move on to the next question. Yeah, here it is X2 gas along with Y2 gas is producing XY gas. Some data is provided, and he is asking for delta G. I think that is missing here. He is asking for delta G of this particular reaction. That data is missing. I added it now. And in this case, let us calculate delta H first, which is nothing but the enthalpy of formation of products minus enthalpy of formation of reactants, which is 2 times the 42 enthalpy of formation of products minus enthalpy of formation of reactants. One is 80 and the other one is 8. So this value comes out as minus 4 kilojoule per mole, otherwise minus 4 kilojoule, we can't say mole here. So it is minus 4000 joules in this case. We got delta H. Now let us focus on delta S. Delta S reaction is equal to entropy of products, molar entropy of products, which is nothing but 2 times the 200 joule minus 390, 140 plus 250, together 390. So this is 400 minus 390, which comes out as 10 with plus so many joule. Now let us go for delta G. Delta G reaction is equal to delta H reaction minus of T delta S reaction. Delta H reaction is minus 4000 here in kilojoule, sorry, in joule, minus T delta S. Temperature is given as 600 Kelvin here. So it is 600 into 10, which is again a 6000. It is also in joule. So altogether we get it as minus of 10,000 joule, which is nothing but minus 10 kilojoule. So this is the answer, minus 10 kilojoule. That's how you get the delta G corresponding to the reaction, which we are missing here. Let us move on to the next question. This one, it's a kinetics based question, chemical kinetics based question. For a certain reaction, a graph between half-life and initial concentration of reactant, not reaction, pardon, initial concentration of reactant is given. The value of x is. See here this graph looks like growth in T half with respect to initial concentration of reactant. We know the fact that T half is directly proportional to 1 by A to the power of n minus 1. So from this relation what we realize is n is equal to 0, it is a 0 order reaction. For a 0 order reaction, T half is directly proportional to initial concentration, and actually this value should be printed here. Yeah. So that 1.25 into 10 to the power of minus 3 with that particular initial concentration, the T half is found to be 260 minutes. Now let us say this value is 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Exactly the concentration of reactant got doubled. So with that obviously the T half should also become double. So the double of 260 is 520 minutes. It's a simple question only, but at that moment it should strike. Yeah, the next one is atomic structure based question. Statement 1 says when value of azimuthal quantum number for subshells is same, that means L value is same, then higher the value of principal quantum number, higher is the energy. So it depends upon n. So this we can take from Aubert principle. We generally go with n plus L, higher the n value, higher is the energy. That's a very first statement of it. So this should be a correct statement. The statement 1 is correct. Energy of 4s subshell is greater than that of 3D subshell. See, according to that Euler diagram or according to the n plus L rule and other things, this 4s will have lower energy than 3D. Generally 4s will get filled first compared to 3D. As a result, here he is saying 4s is having greater energy than the 3D subshell. So this is a wrong statement. So let us go with statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Let us take option B for this. Then coming to the question from stoichiometric things, 20 gram of pure zinc reacts with 50 ml H2SO4 solution whose purity is 50%, which means the remaining part can be water, something like water. And density of H2SO4 solution is given as 1.3 gram per ml. He is asking for the volume of hydrogen gas liberated. Let us take this one. First, let us deal with the stoichiometric equation related to this. Zn solid with H2SO4 aqueous. He didn't mention that it is aqueous, but we take, he mentioned that it is a solution. So obviously we take aqueous solutions only, which produces ZnSO4 in the aqueous phase plus hydrogen gas liberation. So in this case, he mentioned that it is 20 grams of zinc. And H2SO4 quantity is also mentioned, but not directly. It is given in a indirect way. So it is little bit time taking question for a student in the examination. Let us solve this completely. So he mentioned that it is 50 ml. So that 50 ml of solution actually weighs 50 into 1.3, because density is given 1.3 gram per ml, 50 into 1.3. So these many grams. And moreover, what he is saying is it is only 50% pure. Means out of this much, the percentage purity is only 50%. So we multiply with 0.5 to get the mass of H2SO4 obtained here. So this value will be 32.5 grams. Right. So in case of Zn and H2SO4, it is actually 1 mole of zinc, which is 65 grams of zinc, reacting with 98 grams of H2SO4, 1 mole of H2SO4, in order to produce 22.4 liters of hydrogen gas at STP. Now, after doing this calculation, 20 by 65 and 32.5 by 98, at some stage we realize that this value is smaller, 20 by 65. So this is a limiting reagent and H2SO4 is there in excess. So based on the amount of zinc present here, we calculate the amount of hydrogen gas which is going to be liberated in this. So it is for 65 grams, if it is 22.4 liters, for 20 grams, how much it is? It will be 20 into 22.4 divided by 65. So rest of the things we can solve. So that's how we deal with this question. That's the end. Thank you.
Now let's look at some questions from mathematics.
So let us look at this question. So this question is from the chapter of complex numbers clearly, as you can see. So the question says something like this: if Z1 and Z2 are the solutions of the equation 6z square minus 11z plus 59 minus 3i equal to 0, what is mod of Z1 square plus mod of Z2 square? So one of the observations that you have to do is this is a quadratic equation, and as you can see, the coefficients are not all real numbers. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation with complex coefficients. So the complex roots occur in conjugate pairs. That particular principle doesn't work in this quadratic equation. So you have to actually find the roots of this quadratic equation using our quadratic formula. So here z is equal to, I'm going to use minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So minus b, which is 11, plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac becomes 24 times 59 minus 3i by 2a is 12. So please remember that this is slightly calculation intensive question. So you have to do these calculations first. Is equal to 11 plus or minus root of 11 square is 121 minus 24 into 59 is turning out to be 1297 or something, 1416. So if you do the calculation, it will turn out to be minus 1295 plus 72i by 12. So now this question involves finding the square root of this complex number. So square root of 1295 can be written as 1296 minus 1 plus 72i. So 1296 is 36 square, right? 1296 is, so if you see 36 into 36, I hope 6 6 are 36, 3, 18, 216. So 1296 is 36 square. So 36 square minus 1 is plus I square, plus you can write 72i as 2 into 36 into I. So square root of this can be written as 36 plus I, right? Plus or minus. So we will take one of this, and anyway the plus or minus symbol is there before the square root, so it doesn't matter. So z1 comma z2 is equal to 11 plus or minus 36 plus I. So is it 36 plus I? So did I do it wrong? One second. 36 square plus I square, so on. Sorry, this is minus 1295. This is minus 1295. So minus 1296 plus 1, right? So this is 36i whole square plus 1 square. So the square root of this is, let me just change this. So the square root of this is 1 plus 36i with a plus or minus. So 11 plus or minus of 1 plus 36i divided by 12. So you have 12 plus 36i divided by 12, that is one of the root. And the second root is 10 minus 36i by 12. So the first root is simplifying quite easily, which is 1 plus 3i. Second root I can cancel at 2, which is 5 minus 18i by 6. So mod of z1 square is clearly 1 plus 9, which is 10, right? And mod of z2 square is equal to 5 square plus 18 square by 36. So which is equal to, you have so is it 5 plus 18 square by 36. So 18 square is 324 plus 25. So 349 by 36. So if you add these two, 10 plus 349 by 36 will turn out to be 360 plus 349, 709 by 36. So slightly calculation intensive question, but the key concepts that are tested are, so if whether you can find the square root of a complex number fast, and after that, once you get z1 and z2, can you find mod of z1 square and mod of z2 square fast enough. So I hope you have enjoyed this question. So let's go to the next question. So take a look at this question. So if y is equal to y of x be a solution of the differential equation, root tan x dy is equal to secant cube x minus tan x power 3 by 2 into y dx, y of pi by 4 is equal to 6 root 2 by 5, y of pi by 3 is 4 alpha by 5, then alpha power 4 is equal to what? So clearly, if you observe, this is a question from differential equations. So is there a standard pattern that you can observe here? So you can very clearly see that if you get the dx onto the LHS, and if you take root tan x to the RHS, you can clearly see that this can be converted into a linear differential equation. So let us do that conversion. So dy by dx is equal to secant cube x minus tan x whole power 3 by 2 into y by tan x power 1 by 2, right? So you'll send, what is the standard form of linear differential equation? Dy by dx plus y times a function of x is equal to q of x. So let us convert this equation into this form. So this implies dy by dx plus, so tan x power half and tan x power 3 by 2. Once they cancel out each other, tan x will remain, right? So plus y tan x is equal to secant cube x divided by tan x power 1 by 2. So this is clearly in the form of a linear differential equation. So now we have a standard process finding the integration factor. So what is the integration factor? E power integration of tan x dx, which is equal to e power integration of tan x is ln mod secant x. So we can write it as secant x, right? So this is the integration factor. So now what is the solution of linear differential equation? Y times integration factor is equal to integration of q of x times integration factor. So you have to multiply these two. So secant power 4x by tan x power half dx. This integration is quite simple. You can very clearly see the differentiation of tan x in the numerator, which is secant square x. So we'll take the substitution. Tan x is equal to t. So secant square x dx is going to go to dt. So this implies secant power 4 can be written as secant square into secant square. So first secant square can be written as 1 plus tan square x, which is 1 plus t square. Secant square x dx is dt by t power half. This is equal integration of t power minus half plus t power 3 by 2. So which is equal to t power half divided by half is 2t power half, that's the first integration, plus t power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2, which is 3 into 2 plus c. So this is the solution of this differential equation. Now the next stage is to find this integration constant from the given information. So the given information is y of pi by 4 is equal to 6 root 2 by 5. So let us substitute that. So when x is equal to pi by 4, y is 6 root 2 by 5. So let us do that substitution. So y secant x is equal to 2 tan x power half plus 2 by 3 tan x power 3 by 2 plus c. So I'll substitute y as 6 root 2 by 5 into x as pi by 4. Secant pi by 4 is root 2 is equal to 2. Tan pi by 4 is 1, which is 2 into 1 plus 2 by 3 plus c, which implies 6 to the 12 by 5. Is it 12 by 5? Just did I do any mistake? Let me just check. So 12 by 5. So this is t power 5 by 2 by 5 by 2. So t power 3 by 2's integration is t power 5 by 2 by 5 by 2. I'm sorry. So this is tan x power 5 by 2 by 5 by 2 into 2 by 5. So this is 2 by 5. So 12 by 5 is equal to 12 by 5 plus c, which implies c is equal to 0. That means the integration constant is gone. So now we have the complete function. The function is y secant x is equal to 2 tan x power 1 by 2 plus 2 by 5 tan x power 5 by 2. Now we are in the last stage. We just have to substitute y is equal to pi by 3, which implies if you substitute y is equal to pi by 3, x is equal to pi by 3, y is 4 alpha by 5, that's given. So 4 alpha by 5 times secant pi by 3 is 2 is equal to 2 into tan pi by 3 is root 3. So 3 power 1 by 4 plus 2 by 5 into 3 power 5 by 4, 3 power 1 by 2 whole power 5 by 2. So which is equal to, if you take 2 3 power 1 by 4 as common, you will have 1 plus 3 by 5, which is 8 by 5. This 8 by 5 and 4 into 2 by 5, 8 by 5 is getting cancelled, which implies alpha is equal to 2 times 3 power 1 by 4. So we are done. So alpha power 4 is 16 into 3, which is 48. So that should be the answer to this question. I hope you have enjoyed this question too. So now let us go to the next question. Oh, this question is from statistics. So if the mean of the frequency distribution table, so a frequency distribution table is given. So the frequencies are of the form n into n plus 1, 0 into 0 plus 1, 1 into 1 plus 1, 2 into 2 plus 1, so on. And the frequencies are given as binomial coefficients. The information is that mean is 45. The question is, what is the median of this data? So first, using the concept, using the information that mean is equal to 45, you are going to find the value of n. That's unknown in this question. Now once you have n, you'll be using that n and finding the median. So first let us go for using the first information. So what is the formula for mean? Mean is equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi, right? So first, what is sigma fi xi? So fi's are of the form r into r plus 1, and the corresponding frequency, okay, the marks are xi's are r into r plus 1, xi's are of the type r into r plus 1, and the corresponding frequency is ncr. So you have to add all this. R is going from 0 to n. So this is sigma fi xi. So this summation is from the chapter of binomial theorem. So in binomial theorem, we know how to find the summations of this type. So what is the first thing? So let me just try to do it here. Sigma r is equal to 0 to n, r into r plus 1 into ncr. So you have, let me just try to simplify sigma rcr. So we have a formula which says that ncr by n minus 1 cr minus 1 is equal to n by r. So r times ncr can be written as n times n minus 1 cr minus 1. So this can be written as rcr. I'm going to write it as sigma n into n minus 1 cr minus 1 times r plus 1. So this n is a constant, so it goes out. So this is equal to sigma of n times r plus 1 times n minus 1c r minus 1. Now I am going to use two formulas here. So the first formula is sigma NCR, R going from 0 to n, that is NC naught plus NC1 plus NC2 so on, is 2 power n. This is one formula. The second is sigma R is equal to 0 to n, R into NCR is equal to n into 2 power n minus 1. If R goes from 0 to n, R into NCR is n into 2 power n minus 1. So now this becomes n times. So what I'll do is, because you have r minus 1 here, so I'll write r plus 1 as r minus 1 plus 2. So sigma of r minus 1 times n minus 1 c r minus 1 plus 2 times n minus 1 c r minus 1. So sigma of this plus sigma of this. So this, for this I am going to use this formula. So r into NCR is n into 2 power n minus 1. So r minus 1 into n minus 1 c r minus 1. In the place of n, you have n minus 1. So that is equal to n times n minus 1 into 2 power n minus 2. So the same formula, in the place of n, I have put n minus 1 plus 2 times sigma n minus 1 c r minus 1. That means n minus 1 c naught plus n minus 1 c1 plus so on is 2 power n minus 1, which is equal to n times n minus 1 into 2 power n minus 2 plus 4 times 2 power n minus 2. So you have 2 power n minus 2 coming outside, n into n plus 3 into 2 power n minus 2. So this is sigma Fi(xi). Now let us try to plug in this in the mean formula. So 45 is equal to n into n plus 3 times 2 power n minus 2 by sigma Fi is Nc naught plus Nc1 plus Nc2 plus Nc3 so on up to Ncn. We have a standard formula which is 2 power n. So by 2 power n. So clearly 2 power n minus 2 and 2 power n gets cancelled. There will be a 4 here. So n into n plus 3 is equal to maybe 45. 4 into 45. You can go for solving quadratic equation or you can do some hit and try. So 45 can be written as the prime factorization is 9 into 5, right? So 4 can be written as 2 into 2. So 2 into 2 into 3 is 12. 3 into 5 is 15. So n into n plus 3 is 12 into 15. So the right hand side is also of the form something into something plus 3. So by comparison, you can say that n is equal to 12. So now this is halfway. We are halfway through the question. So n is equal to 12. So now what is the median of this data? So median is the middle value. Okay. So discrete distribution is given. So you have 12C naught, 12C1, 12C2, so on up to 12C12. So how many students are there in the class? That is sigma Fi. So sigma Fi clearly is 2 power 12, right? So there are even number of students. So when there are even number of students, the median is the average of the middle two children, right? So you can see that 12C naught, 12C1 up to 12C6, next 12C7, 12C8, so on up to 12C12. Okay, so clearly you have 12C5. So 12C, there are 12C6 students in the middle. Can you see this? So 12C naught plus 12C2 plus 12C3 plus up to 12C5 is same as 12C12, 12C7 plus 12C8 plus 12C9 up to 12C12. So this is the class corresponding to the frequency 12C6 is the middle class. So the middle student will be there in this class. So both the middle students will be there in the class of 12C6. So what is the marks or xi corresponding to 12c6, it is 6 into 7, right? So, is it correct? 0 into 1, 1 into 2. So, the marks corresponding to 12c6 is 6 into 7. So, this 6 into 7, which is 42, is going to be the median of this class. So, 42 should be the answer.
Now let's look at some questions from mathematics.
Okay, so see, our next problem is f of x is limit y tends to 0, 1 minus cos xy tan xy by y cube. So this is nothing but f of x is, 1 minute, f of x is equal to limit y tends to 0, 1 minus cos we can write as 2 sine square xy by 2 into tan xy. Now see that here I will take this y square and here I will take 1y. Here I will multiply and divide by x. Here I will multiply and divide by x square, and then here I will multiply and divide by 4. Now if you observe that this expression, it is something like sin xy by xy, sin xy by 2 by xy by 2 whole square, limit y tends to 0. So this limit value is 1 and this limit value is also 1. So this is 2 2s are. So what is your function f of x as limit y tends to 0 is x cube by 2. Now our question is number of solutions of f of x equal to sin x. So now it's simple question now. This is your sin x graph and this is your y equal to x cube graph. So if you observe that they are clearly intersecting at 3 points. So number of solutions 3. Another easy question, limit problem, this one. Okay, let us move to the next problem. This is a vector problem, another easy problem only. OP bar is equal to A bar and OQ bar is equal to B bar. So suppose this is OP bar, which is A bar, and OQ bar, which is B bar, and R be the point such that OP is 5 times of OR. Means A bar is equal to 5 times of OR bar according to the given condition. OP is A bar, we had, it is given. So OR is, A bar is 5 times of OR. Next, let M be a point such that OQ is 5 times of RM. So here see that OQ is 5 times of RM, so RM must be parallel to OQ. So OQ is what? B bar is 5 times of RM bar. These are the conditions given. We have to find PM bar. So just observe that RM bar is equal to RP bar plus PM bar. That is, RM bar is nothing but B bar by 5. See that RM bar is B bar by 5 is equal to RP is OP minus OR plus PM. That is B bar by 5 is equal to OP is A bar minus OR is A bar by 5 plus PM bar. So PM bar will be equal to B bar by 5 minus of 4A bar by 5. That is 1 by 5 times of B bar minus 4A bar. That is first option is correct. This is again another easy question, but so far we got only 13 problems. Among those 13 problems, of course, 4-5 are very good time taking good problems are there, but more or less it is a little bit moderate to hard paper only. So, but these two problems which I did so far come under easy category only.
Let us now explore a few questions from physics.
Hi everyone, good evening and welcome back. This is Abhishek Chaudhary. So here I am with a few more questions of second shift today JEE Mains. This question related to work done, calculation of work. F dot S we are using. The question says whole system is moving with velocity 4 meter per second upward, but the block rests on the inclined plane. So block is at rest, but block is being acted upon by a force mg sine theta. So mg sine theta will try to pull it down. So obviously there is a upward friction, and as the block on the inclined plane it is at rest. So your friction is balancing mg sine theta. So you got the force, and question is also asking you work done by friction. So you got the force. Now you need to calculate the displacement as the entire system is going up. Displacement is up. So displacement along y-axis, or you can say vertical displacement, that is with constant velocity, so it is Vt. And Vt is how much? T is 2, V is 4, that is 8. And we know that work is equal to friction force into displacement F dot S. So cos theta we have to take, but this theta is not actually the given inclination. This is angle between the force and displacement. We can say theta dash also. This is different theta. This is not the inclination. So friction is acting like this, and displacement is up. This is y and this is f. Inclination is like this. This is theta. So that corresponding angle theta, but between friction and displacement, the angle is becoming 90 minus theta. So it means friction, that is mg sine theta, displacement, that is 8, and cos of 90 minus theta, that is our theta dash. Cos of 90 minus theta is again sine theta, so we'll write sine square theta. One option is in sine square theta as 40 and one is at 80. Got it? So we'll see. M is given as 1, 8 into g, so that is 80 sine square theta. So we will go with third option. Okay, simple F dot S. Moving to the next one, there is a uniformly angular accelerated wheel theta 1 travels it, and it is traveling theta 1 in first 2 seconds. Also, if you will see in last, it is given initial angular speed is 0. So we are using here theta as omega naught t plus half alpha t square angular kinematics. Okay, but omega naught is 0. So theta 1 is equal to half alpha, and time is given 2 seconds, square is 4, that is equal to 2 alpha. Further it is saying in next 2 second theta 2. So theta 2 is not the angular displacement from t equal to 0. After t 2 second has already been spent, then the further 2 second is theta 2. So if I am writing it from t equal to 0, that will be theta 1 plus theta 2. That is the total displacement from t equal to 0. Half alpha, already 2 second and 2 more seconds. So total second from t equal to 0 is the 4 second. Square is 16, and that is equal to 8 alpha. But theta 1 already is 2 alpha. So theta 2 is 8 alpha minus 2 alpha, that is 6 alpha. So we have the value of theta 2 and we have the value of theta 1. Question is asking theta 2 upon theta 1, that is 6 alpha by 2 alpha, that you are getting as 3. Okay, so we are taking option 3. Okay, simple kinematics question. See this next one, circuit question. If a cell is connected to 20 ohm resistance, then current is 0.25 ampere. But if resistance of 2 ohm is being connected, then it is to, obviously resistance is less, current is more. Internal resistance we have, it is not an ideal cell anymore. So what is this? This is a cell, and that is the internal resistance, and it is being connected to some external resistance. That's the question. In first part, your current is what? You know, current is what? Current is EMF here and total resistance of the circuit. So for this, we have been provided two data. First, the current is 0.25. 0.25, that is equal to E upon external resistance is there 20 plus R. That is equation number 1. Again, the same question says in same circuit, your current is becoming 2. A is the same, but external resistance is now 2. So I will write here 2 plus R, and that is our 2 plus R, and that is our equation 2. So we can write equation 2 divided by equation 1, that is 2 by 1 by 4. Okay, that is 0.25 is 1 by 4. And it is what? 2 denominator is 2 plus R, and 1 by 4 denominator is 20 plus R. From here we will calculate value of R. So 16 plus, it will be up 8, 8 into 2, 16 plus 8R is equal to 20 here plus R. So we are getting here 7R equal to 4 and R equal to 4 by 7. That is the internal resistance. So it is basically based upon current equal to EMF upon total resistance of a single loop circuit. Okay. Moving to the next one. So it's a nuclei question, obviously calculative. Consider this C12 nuclei, and in C12, when we are considering C12, so we are getting 6 proton here, 6 protons, and from here 12 minus 6, 6 neutrons we are getting. Okay. Okay. So this binding energy we have to calculate per nucleon here. Per nucleon we will calculate, because mega electron here given mega electron volt per nucleon. Okay. So for the number of proton and number of neutron, what is the energy we will see? So here 6 into 6 proton, and this is 6 into 1.007276 plus 6 into 1.008664. That is the nucleon's mass. Got? And C12 it is. So minus 12 when you are doing, you are getting delta M. So you got for mass defect for the binding energy. And this we have to calculate in mega electron volt. So we are multiplying it with 931.5. So we will get this delta M into C square, or delta M into 931.5. So this we got basically the binding energy. But question is not asking us binding energy. It is asking us binding energy per nucleon, and total number of nucleon was 12. So this complete LHS and RHS needs to be divided by 12. So when we are doing this calculation, obviously you need to calculate in these questions. You are getting first option as 7.42. Okay. That was the process for solving this question. Say this one. This question is more about integration and less about physics, I guess. Okay. A spatial magnetic field is given, and B is equal to B naught e raised to power minus lambda r. Yes. R is the distance from the pivoted, from the hinged end. Okay. EMF induced, since this rod is rotating, okay, so every portion of rod is moving, every point of the rod is moving in a circular path. So from this, at a distance r we should take, because it is given in terms of r. I will consider a very, very small element, let's say dr, that. Okay. And this dr, if you will see, it will have a tangential velocity v because of omega, and that is omega r. Now you consider only dr, just consider dr. This is a length which is moving with a velocity v equal to omega r. So very small EMF, motional EMF will be developed here, because v, dr and the magnetic field all are here perpendicular to each other. So what it will be? See, perpendicular, why I am saying, because direction is given as cross, it is into the plane. So small EMF will be, all three are already mutually perpendicular, B, V, small length L. That is B naught e raised to power minus lambda r. V is omega r into dr, and integration is from rod length is 0 to L. Now B naught omega being constant, it is e raised to power minus lambda r into r dr 0 to L. If you are using the product rule or the Eilert function, exponential and algebraic, then you are getting third option, So here after this you need to integrate, it is integration mode question, but physics concept in this question is that much. Okay. Okay, moving to the next one. Two thin lenses are placed in contact in air. So there is no other medium. Lenses are in air only, and the combination is given. See, in this what you will do. They're asking how the combination will behave, how to apply, how to think these kind of question. Okay, just one thing we will use. All, if you will notice, all the focal lengths have been given in mod. Okay, so power equal to 1 by f. Power equal to 1 by f. Less is the focus, more is the power. More is the power that will decide the behavior. So first option says concave is more than convex, right? Means who is less? Convex is less. Convex focal length is less, right? Convex focal length is less. So power of convex will be more. So it will be more of a convex lens. It is saying concave. So we will not go with it. In next one, convex is more than concave. Convex is more than concave. Who is less? Concave is less. Concave is less. So concave power will be more. So it will be behave more as a concave. So we will go with the B option. Got it? So no numerical required for it. Simple conceptual question. Okay. Now the next one is a series LCR circuit question, and it is in resonance. Series LCR. They're asking you inductive reactance. Inductive reactance. Inductive reactance we know XL equal to omega L. But if you will see question and you will try finding what is the value of omega, they have not been it is not being provided. But they're also telling you resonance. So it is a hint that omega is given. And omega at resonance we are using here, that is 1 by square root of LC. That's the omega. So 1 by square root of L. What is L given? 1.6. Question clear cut mentioning we have to answer in SI unit. Keep track of unit here. They are already been provided in SI unit. Multiply by 40 into 10 raised to power minus 6. So 10 raised to minus 6 square root minus 3, numerator 10 raised to power 3, and divided by 64 square root is 8. So now we have the omega. At this omega we have to find inductive reactance. So omega is 10 raised to power 3 by 8, and what is value of L given? 1.6. So this will give you 16 by 10, 1608 by 8, that is 200 is the SI unit. So obviously in ohm we will write here, inductive reactance is 200 ohm. So numeric value for this question is 200. Okay. So that's for now. We will catch up soon with some more questions. Bye-bye.
Well, now it's high time to discuss the chemistry question paper, and for that we have our very learned Neha ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome ma'am here. Ma'am, when you first saw this question paper, what is your reaction to this shifts paper?
Well, I would say this particular paper is again of good quality, multi-concept, and like so many statement 1, statement 2. So we'll discuss one by one. But when they say statement 1, statement 2, and you have to identify both are correct, one correct, one incorrect. So it is like a more than one correct question.
Right.
And it is not one such question, almost 5 such questions of statement 1, statement 2.
All right.
So that way this paper will become little lengthier.
Okay. So it is lengthier and it is a good quality.
Good quality paper. This
All
is
right.
good.
So let's dive deep into the questions, ma'am. What is your reaction to question number 1?
Question number 1, repeat concept of morning shift also, anomeric carbon or anomeric, the 2 anomers of glucose. So repeat concept, but first time appearing since January.
All right. First time this concept has
been and from biomolecules it is.
All right. Let's go to question 2.
Question 2 is basic question of chemical bonding. Even if you don't know lot about exceptions of bonding or any particular default structure, direct question, basic bonding, draw valence electron, get the answer.
All right. Question 3.
Question 3, small trick they have done. Small trick that they have not used the word aniline, they have used the word benzenamine.
Oh,
so
nice.
that benzenamine thing will it is given in NCERT, but student get very easily confused with benzenamine and benzylamine.
Right.
So then that is the problem. Though the statement 2 again is of NCERT, then again no issue. But statement 1 will make them do the error.
So basically, students, you have to read the question paper nicely and then do not be in hurry, because so that you can save your time and then save your marks as well.
Yes.
So you don't end up doing the negative marking. Alright, let's go to question 4.
Question 4 is a combination of 2 different concepts from alkyl halide, Grignard chapter, and from alkyl halide halogenation, or you can say hydrocarbon Woods reaction.
Right.
As Woods is in the 2
Woods
chapter.
reaction, both there. It's
So
there.
again you can see that it is a they have complex formation of question. The calculation is simple.
Yeah.
But you have to remember that what all concepts are involved and multi-conceptual question.
Multi-conceptual question. Cool. Let's go to question number 5.
Question number 5, I would say, is a direct question of chemical equilibrium.
Right.
Directly alpha is given as degree of dissociation. Pressure is given. Just formula you have to know and you have to take.
Formula based question. All right.
Time saving.
Yeah. Question 6.
Question 6 is easy. Very easy, I would say, because just molecular mass given is 72 out of the 4 option, or in general also CnH2n plus 2 you can calculate. Very simple question. Very, like, I would say, when we open 11th organic, that type of question.
Okay, all right. Let's go to question 7.
Question 7 is decent, like better than, of course, 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
But not that easy, because groups have introduced on phenol, and sometimes students get confused with C and D.
Right.
So from GOC, or you can say from phenol acidity question, decent question.
All right. Let's go to question 8.
Question 8 is good quality. You need to know electrochemistry application properly, how to do the values and all, and then it is simple. But again, there could be slight error with option, as if you see the options, C, B and D.
Right.
So that will be a little
like
issue.
it could be confusing. All right. So the students have to again be very vigilant.
Yes.
Yeah. Question number 9.
Question number 9 is salt analysis. After I think out of 5, this is only the second paper we are having this salt analysis back. Right. Yesterday evening we had.
Yeah.
Now we are having.
Yeah.
So this is a decent question, average question.
All right. 9th is an average. Let's go to question 10.
10 is good quality, because it involves the multi-concept. They have given IUPAC name. First you have to write the structure.
Yeah.
Then you have to go for hyperconjugation concept. And then you have to see what is the order.
Right.
So it is time taking with accuracy.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let's go to question 11 then.
11 is similar. See, on arrow there are 4 reactions involved.
Right.
So 4 reactions involved, and when you'll come to option, student will again be confused with the IUPAC name of the major. So even if they get the correct structure, there are names, 3 names which they can stumble upon just in hurry. If they'll have that 10-second of pause and do correctly, then they can definitely do this, because all these reactions usually students know them very well.
All right. Again, this is a question that we have seen yesterday as well, right?
This 12th or 11th?
11th question.
Yeah, 11th, repeatedly it is coming in one way or other, because it is involving a name reaction, Helvolat-Zelinsky's reaction, HVZ.
HVZ
and it was in yesterday also.
Yeah.
And this first is the hydrolysis of cyanide. So these 2, yes, they appeared in yesterday papers, but in different format, but they were there.
Correct. Let's go to question 12.
Question 12, after a long time we are relieved from the word carriers. Like continuously in 5 papers, I think we had 3 papers at least with this word.
Correct.
From the same chapter, a modified version, distillation.
Yeah.
And see, again it is a multi-concept in a way, or I should say multi-correct type question.
Correct.
Because you have to match each and every. Of course, with option they can simplify it.
Right.
But still,
again, matching
good
is
question.
required, right.
Yeah,
Let's
good
go to question
question.
number 13.
Question number 13 is, it appears to be single correct. But again, time taking, because they are asking which is incorrect.
Right.
So 3 options are correct. 1 is going to be incorrect.
Yeah.
So that searching that 1, though it is simple, if you read that particular option, if in your set it appeared to be first option, you are lucky.
Right.
Otherwise it could be a problem.
Correct. Let's go to question 14.
Question 14 is tricky. Tricky in a way, again 2 statements, both to be analyzed, and in statement 2, they are asking shape of 3 compounds. So how could it be like a short question? Statement 1, okay. They are asking aluminum amphoteric nature. Statement 2, 3 compounds, their geometry. So time taking. And still if you do one error,
Yeah.
see, it will take,
Correct,
you know,
correct. It may cost you a lot of
it may
time.
cost you a lot of time and plus negative marking.
Correct, correct.
So
Let's,
problematic.
yeah. Let's go to question 15.
Question 15 is from chemical bonding. Okay question. I would say mid.
Mid-level, all right.
Mid-level.
Let's go to question 16.
Question 16 is good question. You have to find again, see, for the complex ion with configuration D3, D4, D5, high spin, low spin, and then total number of unpaired electrons in it. It will take time
Correct,
and
correct,
skill
yeah.
to do all these things, and so that is why I'm saying that paper appears to be simple.
Yeah.
But when you solve,
Solve
there may be
it,
several people saying that paper is simple, but we
Right.
solve this question for
Yeah.
students on screen, so we realized it may appear to be simple, but it is
On
time
the moderate
taking.
level, moderate level,
It is
time
towards
taking.
moderate to tough side,
Moderate to
because the time and accuracy combination maintenance is very difficult with this paper.
Right. Correct, correct. Absolutely true. Let's go to question number 17 then.
Question 17, though, if what we got these structures are correct, then it is simple.
Yeah.
Right, but I am very sure several students will do error in statement number 1. Very, what should I say, that blunder error, galti se galti wali error.
Right.
That is this first one. Why this is first one is a problem? Because that particular nitrogen left side, right side, which attacks, that is a very usual error. It is not that students don't know,
Right.
but they tend to give this type of
end up,
structure.
yeah.
It is all error by mistake.
Yeah.
They don't want to do, but it
This
happens.
is the question wherein the student get caught and
Yes. That is how they go to this particular problem.
All right, so we are done with till question number 17. Let me tell you one reminder that all these questions are memory-based questions that we have received from our students, right? Let's go to question number 18, ma'am.
Question number 18 is again a statement 1 and statement 2 type question.
Right.
And again they are asking like oxides and their behavior and their complexes. Time taking again, because 2 statements with multi compounds. So it takes time. Time consuming is the word.
Time consuming. All right, let's go to question number 19.
Question number 19 is again of statement 1, statement 2 type. And in that they are having complex in one statement, its hybridization, and in other 3 ions hybridization.
Okay.
So time taking.
Time taking, all right.
Yeah.
Question 19, 18 both are time taking. Let's go to
Yes.
question number 20 then.
Question number 20 though is simple, calculative. It is from physical chemistry.
Yeah.
Right, but it will take that basic calculation to be done correctly, and then it is directly scoring.
Right,
You have to calculate the molecular mass of hemoglobin, and a unit is to be taken very clearly, because usually a student calculate molecular mass in grams. They have clearly given calculate mass in kg per mole.
Oh, then they
So
have to
that
they have
type
to
of
convert.
error. Otherwise, it is a simple question from colligative properties chapter. They can do, but the thing is, error in this type of thing.
All right. All right, we are done with 19. Let's go to 20. Let's go to question number 21.
Question number 21 is again from chemical equilibrium chapter. Basic question they can do.
All right, basic and easy question. 21.
This is okay.
All right, let's go to 22.
22, let me see. 22 is a question from thermo.
Okay.
Yeah, and thermo, when they give this data, you have to be very careful with the sign, and you have to calculate the delta G.
Right.
So
Get free energy.
yeah. So you have to be just precautious in your calculation, place the things correctly, write the
Right,
equations right, and then it is not a problem. But if in every question, then it is not a problem, is there?
Correct.
But the problem is in before steps only, na?
Yeah. You have
They
to
are all
be very
students.
vigilant while doing the calculation. Again, of course, it's a thermodynamics. So you should be aware that, okay, thermodynamics carries a lot of, calculations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question
So,
number 23.
Now let's go to 23.
Now in 23, it is after a long time I have seen directly graphical question from first order kinetics.
Oh.
But if you know, just read the graph correctly
Right.
and apply basic, you can get the answer. The only thing is you have to know and observe the graph correctly.
Yeah. Graphical questions.
Yeah,
You
graphical
should know
question,
it.
you should be just spending time. That is all we can say, that spend time and get the answer.
All right. Let's go to question 24 then.
Question number 24 we have is of this atomic structure.
Okay, finally atomic structure came into the
Again,
screen.
again, because it was
Yeah.
missing from this
Yeah, yeah,
particular
yeah.
shift. It was from
Yeah.
atomic structure. Do you remember those azimuthal quantum
Yeah,
number
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
quantum number based simple question? And again, statement 1, statement 2. So, two
Okay.
statements from atomic structure. So, patience.
Yeah,
Because
patience.
it is like towards the last.
Right,
We don't
right,
know
right,
in
right.
paper where it appears.
Yeah.
If such questions appear in last, you have to analyze more than one concept. Then it becomes a little
Time
issue
taking.
for students, right?
Right. Okay, fine. With that, we'll go to question number 25, which is our last question, ma'am.
This is what we have got. It is a direct question from octahedral complexes,
All right.
and there some D7 or D3 or that type is given. So I think it will be simple. There is a chance that similar question we have got from in upper list of question also.
Right.
This is so one of these
Coordination.
must have been the paper.
Right.
Two different students code
Right.
in two different ways.
Right.
So same idea, multi unpaired electron count and then spin and low spin and high spin, that type of question. But I assume that these two questions could have been
There in the paper.
same. Yeah.
Also, these two questions could have been same because.
Maybe
Yeah.
I assume that what our students might have told could be like same question, but two different students have
Right.
presented us. So-
Right. In
So
different
there,
ways.
there
yeah.
is a chance. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
so many students, na?
Correct,
And such a vast team asking at one center, other center. So
Yeah.
sometimes we get repeat.
Right. All right. So with that, we are done with the question paper discussion of 25 questions. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being
Thank
here.
you, thank
See
you.
you in the upcoming videos wherein we are going to discuss the question paper of the other JEE main examination. Till that, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now it's high time to discuss the physics question paper, and for that, we have our very favorite Abhishek sir with us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So when you first saw this entire question paper, what was your reaction to it?
It is like any other JEE Mains paper, but yes, 2-3 questions are little different on more on calculative side.
Alright.
But yes, that 2-3 questions are different, but all other questions are just like the previous paper.
All right. If I ask you to distinguish between the 5 shifts that we have seen before and this shift, is there any difference?
Yes, 2-3 questions are more mathematical, more calculative, so it's a bit different. Yes.
All right.
I will rate this as moderate, like
Moderate question
yeah,
paper.
yes.
All right. Okay, so let's dive deep inside each question. So what's your take on question number 1?
Question number 1 is a formula based question. Simple gravitation escape velocity formula, nothing to do, but yes, gravity, acceleration due to gravity in terms of density kids have to know.
All right. Question number 2?
Again, routine question, dimensional questions, you know the relation between these quantities and it is done. Yes.
Right. Dimension analysis.
Yes.
All right. Question number 3, sir?
The most easiest question of the paper. The slope you can write and it's done.
All right. Question number 4?
4 is again, it has been asked in previous shift also. It's a very routine question, formula based of surface energy and gets it done with it.
All right, so we have seen 4 questions and all are routine, and one disclaimer that I would like to give all of you is that all these questions we have gotten from our students and all of them are memory based
Exactly,
questions.
yes.
Yeah. Question number 5, sir.
It is on a steady state of capacitor. If kids know that it's infinite resistance, then they can calculate and okay, 2-line question it is.
Okay. Question number 6.
A bit confusing with for sign, but given the options, no confusion will there. But it is one formula question again.
Okay,
So
so-
all these 6 questions are formula based.
All right. Question number 6 was a formula based, and all the questions are also formula based. You don't have to use much of the calculation.
Calculus,
Let's
right.
go to question number 7 then.
7 is yes, it is little calculative. Little calculative here. Radius is given in centimeter.
Okay.
So that conversion in SI unit they have to do. But EM wave again formula based, but yes, a bit more calculative.
More calculative because they have to do the conversions.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Let's go to question 8, sir.
8th is a little confusion based, like
Okay.
kids can write a combination of length formula of focal length if they are using, they will not get the answer.
Okay.
So if they have to use successive refraction method, so bit confusing with sign and all. So I will rate this question as more calculative and bit confusing also.
Okay. So this is
Okay.
a calculative and confusing.
Yes.
Fine. Question number 9.
One single formula, single step question from rolling conservation of energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Question 10.
Again polytropic process, simple
Yeah.
conversion. Again 9 and 10, one line question it is.
One line question.
Yes.
Question number 11.
It is like a basic knowledge kids should have for EM wave,
Right.
the characteristic of EM wave, and they are done with it. If they don't know the characteristic, it might create a confusion.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Question number 12.
12th is de Broglie and one formula, putting the values, you're done with it.
Correct, The boys Evelyn.
Yes.
Alright. Question 13.
13th is again the de Broglie. Same concept, two consecutive questions have been asked.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Question number 14.
14th is a little multiple concept application question, although it is easy, but multiple concept. You have to find friction, then you have to go displacement, then again angle between them. Any step you are doing mistake, it is gone.
Right.
So it is easy, but very precautionary question. Like,
Yeah, you
yes.
have to take precautions while solving
Yes,
this problem,
right.
Question number 15.
15th is a good question, kinematics, angular kinematics. Just easy question it is. No calculation mistake also, no sign also. To again one of the easiest.
Okay, easiest question. Question 16, sir.
16th is again easy. Just one loop circuit. Circuit cannot get easier than this. So
Right.
very easy one.
Alright, question number 17.
Calculative.
Okay.
Formula is easy, but calculative. You have to spend time. I would suggest like these questions you can do it last. Like calculative, but yes, easy.
Okay, so question number 17 was calculated, although it is from atomic structure, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Question number 18.
18th is the question. It is like more of maths than physics. More of
Okay.
maths than physics. And it is, I will rate it as a difficult question as per the JEE Main standard. That I was not looking at saying in the previous shift questions. You can calculate motional EMF, everything you do, then again you're stuck in integration. Although maths students are very good with integration.
Correct.
Yes, but it is the most
It is a
difficult question of the paper, yes.
Alright. Let's go to question number 19, sir.
Again easy, but one basic conceptual I would say, not easy, conceptual.
Yeah.
More is the power, that is the nature of lens. If you know this, you'll see and you'll take it.
Okay. Let's go to question number 20.
It is again routine formula based question. Routine formula, just XL equal to omega into L and omega at resonance is 1/2 L C. So nothing is very simple.
Alright.
Yes.
With that, we are done with all the questions, sir. Now, sir, I want you to rate this entire question paper on a scale of 10.
See, if a student wants to score 70 or 75, there is a very simple paper. 1-2 questions are created like this, ki they will waste your time.
Right.
So, I would suggest in these questions, don't get stuck into the calculation.
Right.
Leave it for the last. Score more first. Do the easiest question.
Alright, one piece of advice that you would like to give all the aspirants who are going to appear for the 4 remaining shifts.
Time management, I would say. Time management. Many kids are there solving questions in sequence. They're stuck in there again and again doing. Don't do that. Every question giving the same marks. So do the easiest question first. Many questions are coming easy, and then go for the most calculative question.
Alright. With that, we are at the end of physics discussion. See you in the chemistry question paper discussion. With that, thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir,
ma'am.
for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Narayana Group of Educational Institutions. I'm Deep Jyoti, and as you all know that we are running a series of question paper discussion of JEE Main 2026, and for that today we are gathered here to discuss the question paper of 5th April shift 2. For that we have our very learned faculties with us. We'll begin with mathematics, and we have Ravi sir for mathematics, and we also have Rakesh sir with mathematics.
Thank you for
Welcome, sir.
having me.
Yeah. Now, so when you saw the question paper, what was your reaction to it, Ravi sir?
So when I saw this particular question paper, the initial questions 1, 2, 3 are manageable.
Right.
But once we cross those 3 questions, so continuously we have questions with very lengthy calculations.
Okay.
So the students would have
Difficult.
found it quite difficult.
Quite difficult.
Yeah, if they get stuck in even one question, then
That would
they-
have costed their time.
yeah, they would get tensed and
All right.
many things might happen.
Okay. All right. Over to Rakesh sir. Sir, how do you see this question paper?
1/3 of the question is easy, 1/3 is conceptual, and 1/3 is calculative, lengthy.
Okay. All right. If I ask you to rate it on a scale of 10,
7 to 8.
7 to 8. Ravi sir, what about you?
Yeah, I would agree with
Rakesh sir?
Rakesh sir. I would give 8
8
out of 10.
All right. Okay, fine. So let's dive deep into the discussion of each question paper. So what is your reaction to question number 1?
So question number 1 is from binomial theorem. So they're asking the coefficient of x square in a binomial.
Right.
Very routine question.
Routine question.
And even calculation is quite easy. The students should get it in under 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah.
What about question 2?
So question number 2 is from probability. Again, very standard concept of total probability. So quite easy, very direct calculations.
Perfect.
We can get.
Let's go to question number 3.
So question number 3 is from the concept of relations. So this is also a very direct formula based question.
Okay.
So our students will usually know the formula, they'll
Right.
apply it and they'll get it in 30
Right,
seconds,
right.
within 30 seconds.
Yeah. One disclaimer that I would like to give all of you is that all these questions that we have received are memory based questions, and this we have gotten from our students. Okay, so first 1 to 3 questions are very easy and formula based. All
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Yeah. Question number 4. Rakesh sir.
Good questions. Question number 4. And not very easy.
Not an easy question.
No,
Okay.
it's the conceptual questions, and
Conceptual.
not the calculation is also not there. But it's very, if you understand very good permutation and combinations, then it can be do. Otherwise, it's difficult.
It's
to do it.
difficult. All right. Like if you know the concept, then only you can
And
ace
very
this
clarity
question.
in the concept. There
Yes.
is no confusion.
Okay. All right. All right. So clear concept.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Let's go to question 5.
Very good question. This is the concept is the NCRT level, but if you go by follow the NCRT way, right, the is the routine type,
Right.
then more calculations will come.
Okay.
So in mathematics, need to observe the data very intelligently, and that is given the 49 arithmetic mean between two numbers, and 49 and 149. Their difference is 100 is
100.
coming.
Yeah.
Then if we write the result, then it immediately common difference will come.
Right.
If we will not follow that way, and another way if follow,
Yeah.
then more calculations will come.
Okay, okay. Like you have to use the smart JEE approach to solve this question, right? The
It's
NCRT
not
approach would not
because
work.
mathematics never follow any discipline.
Right,
If one
right.
way is coming more calculation, then
Right.
immediately should think another way.
Right. Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Let's go to question number 6.
Very good questions.
Good
Idea is
question.
very known, but little twisted.
Okay.
Right. Little twisted. The summations is the summations questions. We write a general term in the difference of two terms, but immediately cancellation is not going to start.
Okay.
So this twist, and second is the at the last little calculations are coming.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah, what sir said is correct. Even after you observe the concept, the calculation part is quite intense.
All right, all
3
right.
digit by 3 digit multiplication. is
Right.
yeah.
All right, sir. Let's go to question number 7.
So question number 7 is again a combination of sequence and series and quadratic equations.
Okay.
So this kind of questions have been asked in
Previously.
previous
All right.
years. So most of the students who have done PYQs will be able to
Yeah,
do
so
this
the
question.
students who have done PYQ for this question number 7, they would be able to do
Yeah,
it. Right. All right, sir. Let's go to question number 8 then.
So question number 8 is from trigonometric equations. So on the face, the question looks easy.
Okay.
Okay, so basic trigonometric transformations. So students will be able to do the first part.
Right.
But in the second part, before getting the final answer, there are some traps that have been
Okay.
included. So
Alright.
and because it's a numerical question, so if they don't catch that trap of repeated solutions, so they might get it wrong. So they have to observe very
all right.
carefully.
So
what
and
solutions they've got.
so finally, we'll say that the examination setter has done a good job. NT has done a good job in
Yeah,
setting the
yeah.
question paper.
This time,
Now, so far we were seeing that all the question papers were very simple and not lengthy, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
the question papers are becoming very lengthy. All right. Let's go to question number 9 then.
Question number 9 is also looking easy.
Oh,
It's a quadratic equations question with complex coefficients.
all right.
So students will be starting this question, but in between the calculations are becoming quite intense.
Okay.
And
all right.
there is a concept called square root of a complex number, which is in NCRT actually. But students neglect that because it's they feel that it's so easy, we can do it. And it has a formula actually.
Right.
So students will feel that we will solve it, we'll do the process in the actual exam. The numbers are quite big. So if they remember the formula for that, it would be easy. Otherwise, it'll take time.
I think Rakesh sir has to add
I
some.
wanted to say something
some
about this
points.
kind of questions. This is
Yeah.
the quadratic equation in complex coefficient.
Okay.
Right, quadratic equation in complex number, you can say that. Right, sometimes these questions we do by geometry.
Okay.
If there is some geometrical pattern is there.
All right.
Sometimes we do the good rearrangement. Right.
Okay.
And sometimes we put the substitute z is equal to x plus iota y. Right, and sometimes we do using quadratic equations. So 4-5 ideas are there.
Right, right.
And we can't. Okay, which idea will work in which questions? Okay, after observations we do it.
Okay.
If
all
you
right.
failed in observations, then more calculations and
More
finally answer
calculation,
will not come.
yeah.
That is the
The
right.
correct process
Right.
has to be
Correct,
pinpointed.
correct,
right.
correct. All right.
So students should know all the ideas.
Right,
And
this-
which idea will work in which particular questions, and immediately in that instant you have to decide during the examination.
Very challenging it
Yeah.
seems to me. All right. Let's go to question number 10, sir.
10th is the linear differential equations, but not very easy.
Okay.
And after writing the integrating factor, then again indefinite integral will come. Then again substitutions. So the number of steps will come more, and students should know both the things: linear differential equation and indefinite integral.
Right. Okay. Let's go to question number 11. Okay, Ravi sir is
Yeah.
gonna take. Yeah, sir.
So question number 11 is from statistics. So basic distribution table is given. So it's a direct formula based question. But when we have solved this question, we have seen that again, the calculations are becoming intense in this also.
Okay.
So if only if the student has ultimate clarity about what he has to do
Right.
beforehand.
Right.
So if he has to think in the exam, it would have been quite difficult.
Right.
Okay, so mean and median are regular
Question.
concepts, but they need conceptual clarity. to this question.
Right. Basically, here you see that the question looks very simple. Basically, a
Yeah.
statistics question.
They have a-
But when you dive deep into the calculation,
Binomials.
yes, sir.
They have combined.
Yeah. Binomial series will form, right, sir? And binomial series means binomial coefficient. There
Correct.
are in the binomial series we find the pattern. Sometimes we differentiate, sometimes we integrate, sometimes we multiply,
Right.
then differentiate. Sometimes after multiplications we are integrating, right? So again, the observation of pattern in mathematics, the observation of pattern is very important.
Correct. That is what I am understanding from both of you. That
summation of
yeah.
binomial coefficients is a topic. So they have combined statistics with
binomial
that,
coefficient
binomial
topic.
theorem topic.
Correct.
Multi-conceptual question.
Multi-conceptual question, and that is what it's making
Yeah,
it
it's-
lengthy, at the same time calculation
difficult.
heavy, right?
Actually, the student has to switch his mind from
Correct,
statistics to that
correct.
chapter, and he should know both the ideas.
All right, let's go to question number 12.
Question number 12 is a direct question in this kind of paper. So they're asking number of roots of f of x is equal to sin x. So the function is defined in terms of limits.
Yeah.
So we'll have to first solve the limits part, get the function, draw the graphs,
Right.
and look for number of roots. So it's a basic question. I would
Basic
say.
question. Okay. Last question that we have is question number 13.
Yeah, first I wanted to say about the 12 questions.
Yeah.
The limits questions, and saying the limits we have to find the variable is y.
Yeah.
And then limiting value will come in terms of x.
Right.
And that is the function of x.
Okay.
And again f of x is equal to sin x. So number of roots is asking, means number of solutions.
Right.
So we have to plot both the functions, and then we have to find the number of intersection point. So graphical understanding is very important, and the
Right.
scaling is also very important.
Correct.
Scaling. If the student will do wrong scaling, right, and then the wrong answers will come. Right.
Quite a lot of analytical ability, and then a lot of thinking is required.
Is very common thing is the graph of sin x between 0 and pi by 2 lies below the line of y is equal to x. Right, this is the understanding, right? And then here this function is coming, I think x cube by 2 is coming, right?
X cube by 2.
So scaling is important.
Right. So, what is your reaction to question number 13?
13th is the based on the position vector is given, so easy questions.
Easy question. All right. With that, we are done with our 13 questions that we have gotten from the students, and these were the memory-based questions. So now I have a question to both of you, that when you saw the entire question paper, how do you see the difference? Like so far, till the 5 shifts, we have seen that the question paper were not that lengthy, but this shift has set up a different benchmark. So how do you see the difference between the previous shifts and this shift, sir? Rakesh sir?
Not so much difference, little 18 and 20. You can
18
say.
and 20 difference.
Overall, we can say in the JEE Main, 1/3 question is coming easy, 1/3 is conceptual, and 1/3 is lengthy calculations.
Right.
So, but
this
scoring in the above 20 questions correctly during the given time
Right.
is challenging really.
correct. So what do you think how the scoring would be, Ravi sir?
So actually, the more difficult the paper is, actually for bright students,
It is a
it's
good
actually
opportunity, yes,
to
yes,
score high percentiles.
yes.
So when the paper is easy, the percentiles of good students will come down usually.
Right,
Because
right.
even if they make small
Mistake,
silly mistakes, so the percentile is going to get drastically down.
Right.
So in this, if they do carefully, so even if they get average and above average marks, so they would get a very good percentile in
Good
this kinds of
percentile.
paper.
All right. Sir, what advice would you like to give for the 4 shifts that we are going to have? That is tomorrow and on 8th. So what is the piece of advice to those
See,
students?
seeing the papers that we have till now, I would advise students not to go with a preset mind.
Right.
So
right,
they
right.
have to be flexible in their mind. So if the paper is difficult, they have to strategize to score as much as possible.
Right.
If the paper is easy,
Yeah.
so they should not get too excited.
Yeah.
And they should try to minimize the silly mistakes.
Right.
And depending on the pattern of the paper, difficulty level of the paper, they should strategize how they have to go and score better marks.
Correct,
That's
correct.
what I advise students to do.
All right. Rakesh sir, any piece of advice?
The same. Be careful in the calculations. And sir said is not to be go the preoccupied mindset.
Yeah.
So is no inertia in the brain.
Oh,
Ready to
right.
accept innovative ideas.
So mathematics teacher has included the physics concept. That's so good.
Because
Yeah.
inertia also exists in our brain.
Right.
Okay, if the more intelligent, less inertia, and the less intelligence, then more inertia.
More inertia. All right.
So okay, right. If you are intelligent, then no inertia. So no
Right.
preoccupied mindset.
Right. So with that, we are at the end of this question paper discussion. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for this thing. With that, now we will be moving on for the physics question paper discussion. Stay tuned.
Thank you.